Alcohol, alcohol, alcohol you later. One more sunrise breaking through these curtains, and I know when we're sober we'll both say it's over, but it ain't really over. 'Cause alcohol, alcohol, alcohol you later. Alcohol, alcohol, alcohol you later. 'Cause alcohol, alcohol, alcohol you later. Alcohol, alcohol, alcohol you later. Alcohol, alcohol, alcohol you later.
Welcome. The show you're about to listen to is part of the Hopped Up Network's growing family of craft beer podcasts in the U.S. and Canada. Find this show and others like it at hoppedupnetwork.com, the spot for informative and entertaining craft beer podcasts.
Chuck, Porterhouse, Ribeye, I know exactly how you guys are feeling. In fact, I can think of only one thing that could lift my spirits right now. Beer. 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 Beer.
I'll show you how a man drinks beer. That's good beer. Yes, sir.
More cheers, more beers, man. That's it, that's all. To my right, not, man. See you later, fella.
I tell the swamp donkey to sack it before I give her a tonk in the tradesman's entrance and have a lick me yarbles.
Wow. You guys are on like a completely different level of swearing over here.
It's terrible! Nobody drink the beer! The beer has gone bad!
Hey, you want some help with that beer, kid?
What kind of beer do you like? Heineken? Fuck that shit! Pabst Blue Ribbon!
Where is the Miller High Life?
No more High Life. You look what we haven't buy.
No more High Life? What kind of a joint is this? How come no more High Life? Look, doctor, this ain't Korea or China or wherever you come from. You get some Miller High Life in this funky joint.
You buy another beer.
Murray. But you asking a lot to make a man change his beer. You asking a lot, doctor.
What do you guys give me if I kill that bird? Barbara, that's a bald eagle. Get away, Baldy! Yeah!
Ooh. Hey, what's going on? This is the Word of Mikey P, CubsRadio.com. We are live tonight No promotion, no nothing this week, Pete.
So live, I'm eating
It
dinner on it.
is so rough. Pete is going to be continually eating his dinner tonight here on the show. It's the Word of Mike at Pete, GovsRadio.com. Studio phone line for those who are tuning in, 516-465-3990, 516-513-0515. I know I'm not supposed to give that number out, but we have a lot of phone calls that come in. It's supposed to be for guests, like scheduled guests only. That's okay, because then we have our random guests that call in, and then we have our scheduled guests that call in. So we're trying to keep the 513 number to a minimum so we don't block off both lines. But for us, we fucking rapid repeat these phone calls. And as you can see, no guests right now. That doesn't mean we won't get some people here.
Just Chipotle.
Just Chipotle. Tonight's show is sponsored by Chipotle. Chipotle for all your Mexican needs. And
I wish we could get sponsored by Chipotle.
Is that a different thing?
Oh, you didn't see that South Park episode?
No, I didn't. I didn't catch it. Sorry.
No, it's from like 5 years ago.
Oh, no, I didn't. I don't remember. If I did, it doesn't ring a bell enough to me remember. So let's
Billy
give
Mays?
the
No.
What?
The Billy Mays episode?
I do remember Billy Mays, but that's what it was?
That's what it was.
Oh,
Are you tired of bloodstains in your underwear but can't stop eating Chipotle?
Chipotle. Okay.
Chipotle.
I do remember that.
It gets the bloodstains out of your underwear.
I didn't remember that. That's the reference. All right, anyway. So let's go through some sponsors really fast. Tonight, we are sponsored by the Long Island Fall Craft Beer Fest held in Farmingdale, October 19th. Tonight, we are giving away 2 tickets to the Fall Craft Beer Fest. So anyone that calls in, I'm pretty sure we're just going to give them tickets tonight. We're also sponsored by the Great Beer Expo being held at Nassau Coliseum November 2nd. We're also giving those tickets away throughout the next week or so. So definitely call into the studio during one of our live shows and get your tickets. Let's go through our other sponsors. Of course, we're sponsored by Tavor. Tavor, it's your make-your-own beer mail and send it right to your goddamn door. So go to Tavor.com, get the app on the Android or Apple Store, whatever. It's the App Store. And get the Tavor app, and then you'll be updated every single day. Do you see how many came out like in the last 2 days? Mm-hmm. Like a ridiculous amount of beer from all over the country. Build your own box, and then go ahead and shoot it over to your doorstep. So if
Unless you live on the East Coast and enjoy driving out to the West Coast on a weekly basis.
Like, it's just like I feel like going out to California or Washington or Anchorage, Alaska, then you can go ahead and not get Tavor. But if you don't want to have to do that and have it shipped right to your doorway, go to Tavor, and in the promo code upon your first purchase, type in the word Wort, W-O-R-T, and receive a big discount on your order. Thank you for the lovely people at Tavor for sending us over that awesome box. We've enjoyed a lot of the beer that came out of there. We were also sponsored by Brewers Hardware. Brewers Hardware for all your large capacity and small homebrewing needs. Go to Brewers Hardware for anything you may need. Type into the promo code WORT and receive some money off your order. They're also giving us gift cards and all sorts of swag to give out to our guests, so thank you very much for that. We are sponsored by Shirts on Tap, shirtsontap.com. You know the deal. You get a shirt from a brewery all across the country, and in the promo code, type in Wort. He's got another one. You're on the monthly right now?
I am.
Nice. Is it coming up $13.99?
I should be looking at my credit card statements.
Don't look at you. I don't look at my credit cards at all. Or my. So yeah, type in the promo code WORT. Get your first T-shirt for $5.99. After that's $13.99 a month. Go to shirtsontap.com, mybomberjackets.com. Again, type in the promo code WORT. Receive, free shipping off an order over $30 or something like that. We got to talk to them about some stuff because we need some stuff in the studio to give away to our guests. Also sponsored by, who am I missing? What did I miss there? It's a lot. There's a lot. Oh, Tap Handles. Duh. TapHandles.com. Again, for all your large capacity or small homebrewing needs, Tap Handles make custom tap handles all around the country. You could see their work from various breweries everywhere. So go to TapHandles.com, check it all out. And for them, they are we're now starting to ship out some of the tap handles to the breweries and restaurants that are our VIP level people. So we gave it to, we will give it to Long Island.
Hopscotch.
Hopscotch has them. Barrage has it. You can go out to these breweries and see the tap handle custom-made adapter on these taps and check them out. And speaking
Hartwell Wood Shop.
Hartwell Wood Shop. Okay.
If you need something made out of rich mahogany.
Rich mahogany. Go to Hartwell Wood Shop in Patchogue, New York for all your rich mahogany needs. And I was going to say, speaking of Barrage, we want to officially congratulate Barrage and Steve and, of course, Great South Bay and a lot of other New York State breweries who did really well. Great showing of New York State breweries over at the Great American Beer Fest in Colorado.
Great South Bay has now won a gold, silver, and bronze.
Wow. And not in the same category, though.
Not in the three different beers.
So they got the silver for Jetty, right? The Jetty Cream Ale?
No, they just got the bronze for Jetty Cream Ale.
Okay, all right. And Steve got the silver.
Silver for fucking Conquer Then Divide.
Yeah,
and
great.
I forget what the category was. It's one of the Belgian categories. It's a
Belgian Strong.
It's a Belgian Strong.
Yes. That was delicious. We've had that before.
Yes.
That's one of our favorites.
It is.
So congratulations to them and all the other New York State breweries that have come through and placed there. And again, great showing. There are some breweries though out there. I don't know if you saw any of the listing of all the winners and everything. There's some breweries that won like in 5-6 different categories.
Jesus. Gold,
Silver. It's amazing what some of the United States-based breweries are doing in comparison to the rest of the world. And I don't think was there a foreign category? I didn't get to look at all the categories.
Now I got to look. I don't know.
Yeah, Pete's going to look them all up. But congratulations to everyone who placed there. We saw a lot of things that were happening there. Of course, the Brew Babe was out there. Michelle, whoop, whoop. And then, of course, Mackenzie, Bitches and Brews was out there.
Yes.
And they met up and hung out and talked. And I was Insta-bombing all people's live feeds. Everyone's doing the live feed of like that first day where the bagpipers come in and everyone's released and then they all run into the area and get the beer that they want. By the way, Icarus was there and did very well. People loved Icarus.
I heard.
But yeah, so everyone that was doing their live feed, I just kept going into the live feed and saying, congratulations to everybody. Everyone have a great night. Go to the Wort, the podcast for the wrap-up show on October 7th. So we might actually get some listeners tonight that were at the Great American Beer Fest. So if you're listening, please give us a call, 516-465-3990. And that's the number I'll give you for now because we do expect a bunch of phone calls. We have some scheduled phone calls, people calling in throughout the night. We hope to talk to the Beer Narrator on Instagram who is based out of Massachusetts, and we crashed his live trivia night 2 weeks ago live on the show. We apologize for that, and he said it was all good. But I invited him to come on and talk a little bit about Massachusetts brews and, of course, the old debate, Treehouse versus Trillium. And we've had both of them now, so we can actually weigh in on the conversation finally that we've had enough of
my
all
uneducated opinion.
Right, correct.
How many categories do you think there were for the Great American
I'm
Beer
going to
Fest?
say close to 40.
You would be very wrong.
What, hundreds?
106.
Shit, that's a lot. 106 categories at
106
Great American Beer
categories.
Fest. And,
Pick a number between 1 and 106.
All right, I'm going to say, let's go 81. 81 is a good number.
81.
Number 81 category is?
Specialty Berliner Weiss. There were 82 entries.
82 entries.
Gold went to Midwestern Exotic from Barrel Theory Beer Company.
Ooh, where are they located?
St. Paul, Minnesota.
Minnesota.
And
hey, listen, you should get your boy.
I should.
Yeah.
But our
plays?
friends from 14 Star Brewing Company.
Bingo.
St. Albans, Vermont, won for Raspberry Vermonter Weiss.
Yes.
They won a bronze. Good
yeah,
for
we
them.
had 14 Star on
Congrats.
the show. He called in, and we had an opportunity to get some beer, but we never really
Last
did.
time my parents were in...
but you've
I've
purchased
had
their
it.
beer a couple
Yeah,
times now.
yeah.
We
You
brought
can
some
get it
in.
on Long Island, actually.
Yeah, they're distributing.
Distributing news. Tribute's fucking great. B72 is awesome.
Yeah, B72.
I love that one.
Mm-hmm.
Forget what I've had
And which one was this called?
They won for a Berliner Weiss.
Right, and what was it called?
The Raspberry Vermonter Weiss.
Raspberry Vermonter Weiss. So congratulations to 14 Star, a guest on the show, and of course, constantly drank beer.
I got to
on the
look
show.
them up. I got to see if they're going to be at the the Beer Expo, the Coliseum.
Oh, that'd be cool.
They might be there.
Really?
They were at the.
Well, tell them to call Linda. Linda over at Starfish Junction. She'll put them on, man.
That other thing I was at, whatever.
Listen,
Travel Expo Terry and I went to in the spring.
Uh-huh.
They were at that, which was way less of a big deal.
Well, they're distributing down here, so why not promote down here? And even if I have a representative from the brewery, that'd be great. But if they can come and bring us some more beer like they offered us, without having to travel all the way out to Levittown, then they can do that. That'd be awesome. I'd really enjoy that. That'd be a good time.
Their beer is fucking great.
I've enjoyed everything we've had.
Yeah,
I really do.
The only thing I will say is the maple stout.
Mm-hmm.
I wish had more maple.
You're a more maple guy.
Can't have enough maple.
Really? I see. And I'm not a huge fan of the maple. I prefer something more like a smoked or maybe like a hearty taste. I
found out I'm not the only one who's obsessed with maple syrup in my house. So
Uh-oh.
my mom took my kids to
Runs in the family.
IHOP
Okay.
a few weeks ago, before school started.
Yeah. It's easy to just drown yourself in maple syrup there.
My mom brought her own maple syrup to IHOP.
What?
I'm not shitting you.
Was it like sugar-free?
No, like regular.
Gluten-free?
Nope, just regular Vermont syrup.
Not organic?
Nope.
So she just literally brought like Mrs. Butterworth
This
to
fucking
IHOP.
That's the thing. This brown sugar water you call maple syrup
Yes.
at IHOP
Delicious.
was not good enough.
They have the strawberry. You know, I like the strawberry the best.
And Mom had to bring
I would dip my
her
finger
own
as a
regular
kid.
Vermont fucking syrup. I was like, wow.
You love Vermont and the syrup from there.
I'm kind of impressed.
Let me ask you a question. So do we know the brand that IHOP serves in syrup?
I'm sure they have their own private label brand.
Yeah, you think so? That they just kind of outsource from probably some other manufacturer that produces like Mrs. Butterworth or something like that. Huh. Well, that's
Brown
what
sugar
happens when you
water.
get all hopped up on that syrup. Can't control yourself. It gets crazy.
Get a little antsy in the pantsy.
That's it. If I was at IHOP, I would literally take the strawberry jelly syrup and pour it on my finger and then lick my finger like a lollipop because it's just.
I'm a
pure sugar.
traditionalist when it comes to syrup. I just
straight up maple,
straight up fucking.
And I don't mind that.
grade A
Pancakes,
amber.
pancakes. All right, but if I go waffles, right, I like a good blueberry waffle, and I'll do regular syrup on that.
Yeah.
But if I have a plain waffle, I'm gonna go with strawberry 100% of the time. If I have a full waffle, a regular plain waffle, I'm going strawberry every single time for that syrup. This is the Word, Mike at PeteGubsRadio.com. What's your favorite syrup?
Fucking maple syrup in beer is disgusting.
Why?
That's fucking gross. That's Pete. Pete's just an asshole.
Dude, if I had maple syrup, I would put it on this burrito bowl right now, Graz.
Actually, if you had a breakfast bowl, I could do that. Or a breakfast burrito, I could do maple syrup on anything breakfast related. Sausage, ham, bacon, eggs, cheese, everything. Maple syrup can go on.
I just turned a client on to the Wort with Mike and Pete on Instagram. She's in the back seat. She used to work for a craft beer company, and she likes beer, so now she's following you two fucking.
Do you know what company?
What company? I don't.
She actually is there.
Bill's. She is. Oh, you see, you didn't fucking believe me, did you?
No, not for 1 fucking second, dude.
I got to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
First of all, let's pretense this whole thing.
Mhm.
How come I wasn't tagged and let known that there's a show tonight?
Because there was no show promotion tonight.
But I'm still part of the group, aren't I? You at least say, hey, Graz, me and Pete are going to be in there. Come in and entertain because we're two boring schmucks.
No, we're not.
I mean, I wanted to, Graz. I was talking to Mike today, and I said, hey, did you text Graz? And he said, no, fuck that guy. Don't dare text him. He's so goddamn annoying.
Is that true, Pete?
Of course not. I'm glad are you coming down or what?
Wait, hold on.
He's got a client in the car. Wait. So what company does she work for?
All right, well, hold on. I'm going to put her on the phone. Her name is,
All right.
we'll just call her L.O. I don't want to mention the name, all right? Hold on.
Okay, good.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, hello, unnamed person. So, without, I guess, giving us everything about yourself,
Are you a whistleblower? First of all?
Yeah, are you the whistleblower?
Are you safe?
I am safe.
Okay, good. All right. If anything bad happens, just say the rhinoceros runs at night. No, don't put it on speaker. Turn it off. Unnamed whistleblower.
Don't put her in the trunk, Graz.
Even though it's a 4-body trunk, it's not nice. I'll just say that. I'll put it at that. All right. So what craft brewery would you associate yourself with? I guess it would have to be in the city, correct?
I wasn't with a brewery. I was with a craft beer bar. We carried 101 different bottles.
Ooh. Wow. And this is in
New York City.
In New York City. What was the name of the place?
It's called Bill's Bar and Burger.
I've heard of it.
There's
I've
there's
definitely
one in
heard of that.
Rockefeller Center and there's one in downtown.
Yes, I probably have been there.
Mhm.
Bill's, yes. Okay.
So of those 101 Dalmatians of beers, what would
be
you?
the worst interviewer in the fucking world.
All right. Thanks a lot for the vote of confidence there, Graz. I thought you wanted to be part of the show, not be
Fuck yourself.
Yeah.
So of those 101 beers, what was your favorite?
My favorite, unfortunately, is not from New York.
Okay.
It's Jai.
Oh, of course, from
Cigar
Cigar
City.
City down in Florida.
Yup.
Florida.
I also like their Two Roads Little Heaven.
Ooh, like some good Two Roads, sure.
I like
Yep.
Workers' Comp from Two Roads. Their
Yeah?
Saison. It's fucking great.
That's a good one, too.
Yeah.
I was a fan of their Expressway Stout. That was really good. The coffee stout, that was very good. I've been to,
That was really good.
and in fact, it's funny, we were talking about the other day, my wife and I were going to go to Two Roads on the extended vacation or 4-day weekend, and we actually opted against it. I've been there twice, and there's really not much to do in the area per se.
Oh, in Connecticut, you're kidding me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, there's very little to do.
No.
If you watch Aerial America on the History Channel,
nope, can't say that I do.
They say that Connecticut is this beautiful land with all these things to do.
Sure.
And then you watch
Whoa.
Yeah.
There should be a comma there.
Okay.
It's a beautiful place. Not a lot to do there.
Not a lot to do there. But if you go up there, there's plenty of breweries up there. So I was thinking of hitting that or Kent Falls or something like that. That'd be in the craft beer
Mike,
world.
I'm passing her house.
Okay.
As you talk,
Don't let her out of the car, Graz. Otherwise, she's going to call 911.
No. Let her out of the car.
Out of the car. She don't want to be with me.
That's okay. She doesn't have to be with you. That's the
She
point.
wants to go home, but wait a minute. There's a place in Hawaii. What do you recommend? A place in Hawaii for her? She's going for 3 weeks.
Yes. So what island are you going to be on?
Mama's Fish House.
She's going to the Kona Brewing Company.
Hit up Mama's Fish House.
Yeah, Mama's Fish House. Well, Kona is.
Mama's Fish House.
She used to work at Mama's Fish House.
Really? Get out of here. That's crazy.
She's born and raised Hawaiian. All right, listen, I'm letting her out the.
Wait. Tell her my
Hold
favorite.
on. I have a question about the road to Hana.
Oh, she's listening. So
tourist, oh my God, that was the worst experience of my vacation.
Oh, I love it. I usually read a book while someone else is driving.
There you go.
How the fuck do you do that? I passed by like 3 fucking rock slides.
People are carrying dirt out on their heads.
Instead of like a blind idiot, like you're fine.
Well, I mean, maybe I am not blind.
Yeah, that might be true. Yeah, you might have a point there.
Yeah.
Unnamed whistleblower. So my thought is also try Maui Brewing Company. I've had some really great stuff from them. So there's 2 on Maui. There's 2 on Oahu. So check it out. That one's a really good one.
I think Three's Bar and Grill carries Maui Brewing Company.
Oh yeah. They're nationally distributed, so you can find it in a lot of places. But that one was very good. The coconut porter is very good, and they've had Big Swell, which is their.
Big Swell is amazing.
Yeah, that one's really good. Very bright. I find like the water from Hawaii is probably delicious, so that's probably why it tastes so awesome.
Everything from Hawaii is delicious.
That might be true. That might be very true.
She's getting out of the car. Getting out of the car. Thanks, Lauren.
Bye.
Hey, Michael.
Did she pay you via the Uber app?
No, she's one of my clients. She's one of my clients. I take her home all the time. She's a nice girl. She told me when we started, I've had you guys on at 8 o'clock. She goes, "Oh, I like beer." She goes, "Oh, these guys sound funny." I go, "Not as funny without me."
Yeah.
She goes, "Oh, listen to them." And I put them on, and then she said, "Well, I used to work for Gills, and that's why I put her on a phone with you guys."
This is why we keep you around, though. You know, you're making one listener at a time.
I'm trying.
One experience a day. That's fine.
Graz, thank you for doubling our listenership tonight.
Yes, congratulations. No, that's not true because we have a lot of people awaiting our phone lines to open up so we can take their phone calls.
Can I come in?
If you'd like to. I mean, where are you right now?
I'm in. I got an 8:30. I got an 8:45 pickup. I'll drop her off at 9:45. I'll be in there about 10 o'clock until you guys are about almost done.
Won't be much longer after that.
Yeah, we're gonna try to keep it tight tonight.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get a beer and I'll go.
All right. Well, we'll be going before you will then.
No, if you're here before, then I got a beer I want to give you because
there you go.
Pete,
I'm not going to.
Are you coming Friday night with your wife, Pete?
Where?
To my limo talk comedy night at the Little Room.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I don't think he even knows about it.
No one tells me anything.
No one tells Pete anything.
Pete, I got a show Friday night. Michael's supposed to be coming too, but he's probably going to back out on me. It's all the comics of limo talk, and tickets are going fast, and we'd like you to be there, Pete.
I think you have to agree to it before you back out of it. And I had to keep my I got to keep my options open.
You have no options when it comes to comedy.
Good point.
All right, I'll talk to you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, so we're with Mike at Pete, GovsRadio.com. That was Anthony Graz today, host of the Limo Talk podcast right here on Govs Radio. He was busy trying to murder a young lady, so if anybody's listening and they'd like to call the police, he has an 8:45 pickup, I guess, somewhere, so they can pick him up there and enjoy, Grazaday's back talking of how he doesn't have 4 bodies in the back trunk. So what we just cracked open, by the way, and you were drinking the Red Dwarf, by the way, from Drop-In. Is that your Minnesota beer?
No, it's from Vermont.
Oh, Vermont. Right. I'm sorry.
Drop-In is the production brewery of the American Brewers Guild.
Yes, that's correct. They do a great job. That's a great beer.
I gotta get more things from them, but
try to expand beyond the red ale. Yeah.
It's terrific. I love it.
So we just cracked open the North Fork, and this is the very interesting beer. First Step, First Leap, and I told the front of house manager, and I totally blank on her name right now, and maybe if some reason Ian or Pete are listening, they can tell us her name. But we went out there last weekend, 2 weekends ago, I guess. No, it was probably last weekend. And we hit up 3 different breweries. And one of the breweries I've never been to, actually all 3 I haven't been to, obviously. But one of them I've never had any beer from, and that was Jamesport. Believe it or not, I never had any beer from Jamesport Farm Brewery. Nope. Even at the festivals, I've never drank their beer.
I'm thinking of St. James.
Yes, you are. Yes, that's different. So Jamesport Farm Brewery out on the East Island. I think it's like Mattatuck or a little beyond
They're going to be at the thing on the Lionel Full Beer Fest.
They have good beer.
I wanted to make inquiries.
Yes. Here's the deal, and I found this very interesting. So they're a small.
This is great.
Yeah, that's very good. We'll talk about this in just a moment. They're a very small production brewery. They don't distribute. They only crowler and taproom based beer, right? But they are centered in a place where all of the families go to get their pumpkins. So they're right on 25A. If anyone ever told us
should have done that instead of getting dissed by Joe Gatto.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a little bit. We have to talk about that. So, yes, location. This is located almost right near Harby's or Harb's Farm. Second one, the one that's like across the street from itself. There's like a Starbucks across the street from a Starbucks kind of thing. Yes, I know you can't laugh with a chip in your mouth. But they have a great location. And then they also have a pretty good area and grounds to be on. It's almost like being at a winery, but it's all craft beer. So that was very interesting. I've never been there. And they had food trucks, and they had music, and they had a horse and people walking around. And it was like they have cornhole everywhere. There's kids everywhere.
Fucking horse.
It is literally a winery, but for craft beer drinkers. And they had these really cool private VIP tables.
This is terrific.
Yeah, this was delicious. We'll get, as I said, let me get to my little story here. So we started there, and I don't know, sometime around the early afternoon time. And then I did my old Think New York, Drink New York app, which I'm still going to fight to try to be on. And, you got music on there. I'm going to take my horse to the Old Town Road. Is that what that was?
If you fucking start that, I will throw this crowler in your goddamn head.
I'm not going to. So the app told me that there was another brewery pretty close, and I looked at it and said Eastern Front. I went, oh, shit, Eastern Front. We've had their beer at one of the festivals, definitely. I know I've talked to them, and unfortunately the person that was in the tap room
that's right.
wasn't one of the brewers. It was one of their, I think, wives or a bartender, I guess. But I fed her some information, gave her some cards and stickers, and told her we've had the beer before. I enjoyed myself that day. A cool little small house setup. There's an art gallery in there, little tasting room with like 4 or 5 tables. And then what I really liked is the fact they're on a very busy road, but there's Adirondack chairs all on the outside, and you can sit and watch the traffic. I love that. And it's right across the street from the North Fork Donut Company.
Nofo Doco?
Nofo Doco. Same people that made the Dubco collab with the Strawberry Frosted Donut.
I got a can at Some Guy's Beer and Soda.
Yeah.
I have to let them know what I think of it.
Yeah. You haven't had it yet?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you'll like it. It's a milkshake IPA, so it's a little thicker, and it is sweet, but it is drinkable, I thought. It's not my favorite from Dubco, but it is a good beer. If
what
you like,
did you hit up Mustache?
I did not. So that was one of the ones that was on the radar, but they're back in Riverhead. See, I'm heading out on the Fork.
I see.
So Jamesport, Eastern Front. So then on Eastern Front, I went back down to Peconic Boulevard on the south shore of the North Fork and headed back into Riverhead. And I said to myself, I can't leave Riverhead without North Fork. I can't. We had a great time with them on the show a few months ago. They do some great stuff. They're open later, even on I think it was a Sunday. So they're open till like 8 o'clock on a Sunday. So, boom, we stopped there. Cool place. They had a couple video games, some great artwork. Taps are flowing. Great people behind the bar. I sat and talked with somebody, and she actually was talking to me about the show. She remembered me, and she remembered what was going on, and she recommended this beer, this crowler of First Step, First Leap. I think it's a sour IPA, but it's a very sour session IPA. So 3.9. Again, I should have wrote it down because she was talking about it, and it it's a collaboration between them and a brand new brewery that someone is starting up. And I don't think it's in Riverhead. I think it's going to be, though, out east, though, somewhere. So it's going to be very interesting. And it was
terrific.
Really good. Like I said, I need to have that. That was the first
Yeah.
thing I got crowlered immediately. And then I took another one home. I forget, maybe it was a Saison. Whatever it was delicious. That went the first night. We got home, and I drank the other crowler immediately. But I saved this because I thought it was very, very good. Oh, and here it is. Look, this is the logo. This is the logo for the other brewery, and it actually probably will say it if I fucking read the thing. I'm an asshole. North Fork dedicated. Oh, it doesn't say it because this is not the actual crowler. This is not the actual beer. Anyway, great little combination of sour sweetness, little bitterness, little deliciousness, and it doesn't have that clear look, so it definitely has like this very, very tinty, almost champagne-y look, right? Pinkish, rosé-ish. Yeah, sure, I'll take that. And it was very good. And like I said, I took that home. My wife was actually thrilled with everything I got for the sampling.
God damn
and it kept the kids busy on the Donkey Kong. They played Donkey Kong for like a half hour or so. So very cool.
My wife to take kids
and
to
remember
breweries.
when they were talking about how they renovated an old firehouse? You remember that as part of the interview? They have an old firehouse. It's an old firehouse. Literally, the front door is open. You walk in, it's brick. It's in the back. You can see the whole area. It's very, very cool. Cool little spot. Definitely worth a visit. So go to North Fork Brewing Company or NoFoBrewCo.com to find out where they are, or check them out on your Think New York, Drink New York app. Great app, and I, by the way, got my bar of soap. I posted a picture of that or a story of that. I got my New York State IPA soap. It actually really smells really fucking fantastic. So I guess it's either the amount of hops that goes into it.
The soap.
No, the soap is really, very good. It's very, floral, has a good hop note, and then it also has like good soap notes. So it was actually really
wash
cool.
your mouth out with it?
I might wash my children's mouth out with it, but I wouldn't wash mine out. It was a great time. We had a fun time. Then we headed home, and I strapped myself in for another weekend, this past weekend, of some more brewing jumping. So we went out to Patchogue, and I don't know if anyone knew, but on Friday night, WFAN's Boomer and Geo did their live show from the Blue Point Brewing Company out in Patchogue.
Is that Boomer Esiason?
Yes, for what I heard, a lot of people.
He plays baseball, right?
No. No, he does not. I mean, a lot of people turned out. 1,000.
I think my grandfather gave me a signed poster from him way fucking back when.
He's a big New York icon.
This
is
Phil
like
Sims 30 no, that's who it was.
Phil
Sims.
Yeah.
Like 30 years ago.
Hey,
I want to say Dave Winfield.
Oh, Dave Winfield, the little Yankee?
So.
All right. By the way, the Yankees are playing right now. It's probably why no one's calling in right now. Everyone's watching the Yankees. Oh, it doesn't start till 8:40, so we're good. Another 5 minutes of everyone's attention.
They're listening to the pregame.
Good point. So we went.
This is great.
Yeah, we went to Blue Point, and then we headed out to.
Tell me about. I haven't been yet. Tell me.
Oh, we didn't go in.
Oh, fuck you.
Well, I know. It was so busy. That's what I'm saying. It was crazy. We didn't have much time. We stopped at a place in Bayshore to eat, and by the time we got back out there.
Where'd you go?
No, it was actually in Oakdale. We stopped in Bayshore. We went to Coastal, where a lot of people got on his good craft beer list, and it was packed out, 45-minute wait. We actually had a time thing to get to out in Patchogue at Swell Taco, and by the time we got to Swell Taco, there was a half an hour wait there, too, so we had to eat in between. Went to a Mexican joint, of course. We eat Mexican all the time if we need to.
I'm trying to remember the place I went to in...
I was trying to convince my wife to go to the brew house in Oakdale. That was really my main goal, is to get her to say, okay, let's have some good American
Salt
burgers.
and Barrel.
Oh yeah, I've been to Salt.
We went to that was my wife and I went out there for my birthday this past summer. Went to Salt and Barrel.
Yeah.
Had Maine lunch.
Ooh.
On tap. It was
Maine lunch on tap. That's a hard one to get on tap. In bottle,
was it on tap? I don't know.
I mean, there's not much.
It was terrific.
Yeah, sounds delicious. I love what Maine Brewing Company, by the way. Mo is my favorite. Lunch, dinner, all those good things.
Are they in Portland as well?
No, I think there's only one spot. No, I don't think there's two of them, but it's in Maine.
No, that's what I mean. Are they in Portland?
Portland, Maine. Oh, maybe Portsmouth?
That's in New Hampshire, but very close to Maine.
No, I guess. I don't know. No, it's definitely Maine, so maybe it's Portland. And then I ended over to Barnshed, by the way.
Oh.
Because I haven't had it
How
stamped
was
on my
Brian?
Think New York, Drink New York. Wasn't there.
All right.
All right. I was like, all right. I mean, I didn't want to wait too long. I had my son with me, so we did a quick flyby. I got my stamp because we've had that beer numerous times, and I wanted to say hi, and I didn't recognize anybody, so we just bounced.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I was going to bring a crowler of that too.
Freeport,
but
Maine.
Freeport, thank you. I know I've seen that.
I'm sure the
town
Freeport,
name.
Maine there
People
is
are
nicer
going,
than
Oh, yeah,
the
more.
Free-
If you're from Freeport here on Long Island, give us a call, 516-465-3990, and we will talk to you about how ghetto your town is.
My wife grew up there.
Did she?
Well, not grew up is a strong word.
Well, it used to be really nice. It used to be like back in, I would even say 15 years ago, even if you were south of Sunrise Highway, it wasn't terrible.
Well, south of Montauk everywhere is expensive no matter what
correct,
fucking
because it's
town
on
it
the
is.
water. But even south of Sunrise isn't bad. If you're between Sunrise and Merrick, you're probably kind of like middle class, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, no, you are. In Amityville, it is.
Hmm.
So it's the same thing in Amityville. North of Sunrise is.
Did
and
you
then
always go
south-
as a child of Amityville? Did
Yes.
you always go trick or treating at the horror house?
No, I wasn't near it. I wasn't in walking distance of the horror house.
I had a friend who lived down the block. Her and mom had rented a house down the block from it.
Okay.
I drove down with my friend Eric, who was here a few weeks ago, and it was so fucking off-putting to him, just
Why?
looking at the house, just as it was facing the wrong way, and he found it very uncomfortable.
Really?
Yes.
So I'm one of those people, when I got older, so the swimming lessons or swim team that I was on when I was younger, I would bike from my house to the place all the way south on Ocean Avenue. And as we would drive past, both going to practice and coming back from
It's
practice.
number 9, right? Is that it? 9?
What?
The horror house?
I have no idea. No, it's in the middle of the block. Can't be number 9. No, it's in the middle of the block. It's on
That was
the
my friend's
it's-
address. I have 9 Ocean Avenue in my head.
No way. But we would have people that would turn around and ask us, "Where's the horror house?" We would take them and send them to North Amityville every single time.
There's definitely horror houses in North Amityville.
Yeah. And I'm like 14 years old, but I was always told, get these people out of your town. Nobody wants to. And now I had friends that grew up in those houses. I've been in the house a few times. First family that lived there was Pete O'Neill that I knew. Went to grammar school with them. And
Fucking really?
Yeah, oh yeah. And then the next one when I was in high school was Mike Wilson. Mike Wilson and his dad lived there. And Mike Wilson had a couple of parties that I attended. If you go into the back of the house, right? Back of the house is beautiful. I mean, top of the line, $1 million home type looking thing. But the minute you step into that foyer, where the stairs are that go up and it's all open, they really haven't updated that at all. It still has that dark feel. It still has the dark look. It's creepy as shit. And
it's worth a lot of fucking money too. That house.
Fuck yeah!
I think it sold for 1.3 the last time.
It's
or
probably
going to
be more than that next time. And right now there is a family in there that my parents know that live in there. And
would you ever?
Yeah, because everyone that's lived there never said anything has ever happened.
I couldn't do it.
The truth of the matter is, forget about the sci-fi part of it.
Right.
The truth of the matter is, a family was murdered there.
Yeah.
Horribly. Period. It's not even about the spooky stuff and the screaming at night. Literally,
I don't want that on my
children were
mind.
murdered there.
I don't want that in my mind.
Exactly.
Every time I'm making spaghetti and meatballs.
Right,
in the kitchen.
right. So let me get the sauce going, and there was a little baby murdered upstairs. Great. See, that's not. You're right. I wouldn't want to live there for that fact alone.
Also,
but other than that,
the
it's
notoriety,
a gorgeous home.
It's a beautiful neighborhood.
If you grew up and you were a young guy that knew nothing about what had happened there, you don't want to read the news. You don't listen to anybody. You're moving in from an outside area, not from the town, not from the gossipy place, and you just go in there. It's a fucking gorgeous home. And to be honest with you, 1 point whatever you said isn't enough for what it's worth. It's worth a lot more. But the problem is no one wants to buy it for $4 million. It's got its own boathouse. It's got a huge lawn overlooking a gorgeous river. It's got
Let's ask the person on the phone if they've ever driven to the Amityville Horror House.
Yeah, let's see. It's the word Mike at PeteGubsRadio.com. Who's on the phone, and have you been to the Amityville Horror House?
No.
I guess you have been to the horror house. You sound like you're a little possessed tonight.
No. This is Pennywise.
Nice. All right, who are we talking to?
Pennywise the clown.
Nice. We're getting close to Halloween. It's a bit. We're getting close to Halloween, and So have you been in the horror house at all? Have you been close to it?
No.
Nothing at all, huh?
I've been close to it.
You've
I
been.
like it.
Yeah, I know, and I agree with you 100%.
I want to go. Nah.
Well, you sound like either your phone's really crapping out or you're in another dimension that's really keeping us from getting a clear line to you.
No. It's Pennywise.
No. I like you. What's your name, sir?
Pennywise, the clown, I tell you.
The what? The what? I missed it.
Pennywise, the clown.
I like to address you with a formal name.
Yeah, my name is Pennywise.
Pennywise.
Yeah. Pennywise. Oh,
Pennywise.
the guy from It with the little red balloon. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Hey, so Pennywise, do me a favor. Have you ever haunted anyone that likes beer? Have you ever been in a situation where you've grabbed a person and brought them down into the drains and they've had a really good craft beer and you went, murder or beer?
I'll take murder every day, Bill.
Murder is
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, if you're Pennywise, then you're going to do what Pennywise does. Nice, you caught him? You're going to murder. It's like the Geico commercial, right?
That's right.
I think this bit has run its course.
No, I got him. Oh, I missed him. There's a fly in here, Pennywise. Do you think you can come here with your little red balloon and get the mosquito out of the room?
No, it's your job.
He's doing a pretty good impression.
Are you sure the bit hasn't run its course?
No. Pete gets tired. You got to come up with new material, Pennywise. Otherwise, Pete gets tired and we got to hang up on you.
Oh, boy. If you get tired of me, you guys will lose me for the audience. So don't hang up. I'm going to give you a red balloon. Don't hang up.
I won't hang
I
up,
won't
Dennis.
haunt you.
I promise.
This is not Dennis. This is Pennywise.
Oh, it's Pennywise. Dennis, Dennis, have you had any good beef jerky lately?
No, I told you. This is not Dennis. This is Pennywise. Get it rich.
Okay. Dennis, listen, we have to get you off the phone. You want to say any shout-outs before we go?
Yes, Wort Radio is the best.
It is. Thanks, Dennis. We'll talk to you soon, buddy. This is the word Mike at PeteGovsRadio.com. You know, that's the first time I think I've ever heard Dennis call into a show and do a voice. That was actually pretty good. I got to admit, I'm actually fairly impressed with Dennis's rendition of Pennywise. That was pretty sweet. We're going to have the beer narrator on in just a few moments. Do you want to take a quick break before he gets on or no? Want to just go straight to him?
Let's take a break.
Yeah?
I need to cleanse my head from that.
You want to get that out of your...
5 minutes.
All right, so let's take a quick break for 5 minutes. This is the word Mike at PeteGovsRadio.com. We'll be right back on with the beer narrator from Boston. We're going to talk a little bit about the differences between Treehouse and Trillium, or the constant argument that people have about the two breweries, as well as other things up there. This is the word Mike at PeteGovsRadio.com. We'll be right back after this.
Govs Radio. This is the Wort on Govs Radio. This is Govs Radio, and you're getting drunk with Mike and Pete on the Wort.
Hey, this is the word Mike at PeteGovsRadio.com. We are live here at Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown, New York. The phone number 516-465-3990. And right now, Pete's picking through a. Put this back on ice real quick.
Yeah.
Pete's picking through his cooler, and we just had a phone call in on the break. Dennis Murphy does send his love and I guess accolades to the Governor's radio program. We appreciate that, Dennis, a.k.a. Pennywise, I guess. Well, he does a good voice. By the way, he's getting married in 2 weeks, I've heard. Dennis is getting married in 2 weeks, so congratulations to him if we don't catch him on our next show. Appreciate all his phone calls every time that we're on. And on the phone with us, we have the beer narrator. Go on to Instagram. In the search, type in beer narrator, and he's going to be running some trivia tonight starting at 9:30. Am I right, sir?
That is correct.
Yes, he's going to be doing some beer trivia on Instagram, Instagram Live on his page. So go ahead and type in beer narrator, and you'll check him out. And we first, thanks for being a good sport about 2 weeks ago when we crashed your live show. And it was. We had plugged in, and as you said, Hoppy Squatch, who was on the phone like you are right now, you can't hear him back or he can't hear you. There's definitely a connection issue there,
Right,
the way we have our equipment set up. But yeah, it was actually pretty fun to kind of see what you guys were up to.
The equipment I'm using, I was Instagram living, and
right.
The Wi-Fi signal in my basement. Once I'm live streaming too, once I bring in a guest, it's pretty choppy. So
all right.
I had no idea what was coming through. I just know I got insulted every now and then.
No, not at all. If anything, it was Anthony Graz today for a host of Limo Talk right here on GubsRadio.com. But it wasn't us. I was actually fairly interested. And I've tuned into a couple of your trivia shows over the last few weeks, and I thoroughly enjoy them, especially when you throw out those big curveballs. So
it's 25% trivia, 75% people making fun of me for telling stories. So.
Yeah, good point. Welcome to our show, sir. Absolutely. Only that we have one listener that makes fun of us, and he's part of our show. So his
there you
name
go.
is Anthony. So thanks a lot for calling into the show tonight. And we had quickly spoken to you 2 weeks ago about the old Treehouse versus Trillium argument. And both Pete and I now have serviced both of those breweries and have plenty of those beers that we've had and featured on the show. I want to first get your...
What do you need me for?
Your take. Well, because we want
I have very limited experience with Trillium, I'll say.
No, you don't. We've had a couple of ones that are in here.
Well, a couple.
I brought Congress Street. I brought Metal. I brought a bunch in here. And we've also had a couple others, which I want to talk to you about as well. But yeah, for the most part, we've had enough of them that we can make an opinion on, correct? Pete?
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
You asking me? You might have.
No. I don't know that I've had enough Trillium.
Yeah.
To say that I really liked any of them, or I don't remember any of them.
Okay, so you're misremembering some of the beers. Yeah.
I don't have a fond memory of a Trillium beer.
Okay, but you have fond memories of Treehouse.
Yes.
Because we've recently had it. Because I went up to Massachusetts over the summer and dropped $200 and brought beers in here all the next 2 weeks.
I remember a beer I think I had Christmas last year.
Ma.
Yeah.
You liked Ma. I liked Ma.
I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
Julius. I like green better. I was surprised you brought me a can of green.
Like green.
I had expected that to be like a resiny, piney West Coast style, which I'm not a huge fan of, and it was goddamn delicious.
Yeah, I don't think they do any West Coast styles.
No, everything's in New England. Yeah, that's right where Pete likes to sit. He's right there in the old East Coast.
Goddamn West Coast, fucking liberals.
So let's hear your opinion about the whole thing. You're up there, so you can pretty much get this stuff on the regular. Give us a little bit of background of where you're at and kind of what you're doing, and then followed up by talking a little bit about the Treehouse and Trillium argument here.
Sure. I mean, where I'm at, physically, I live a little bit north of Boston.
Okay.
I lived in Boston for 17 years.
Jesus.
And neither one of those breweries existed when I lived there.
That's true.
Well, Treehouse is way far west. It's in the middle of the state. They're
right.
not near anybody. And Trillium at least has a few locations. They're in Boston, and they're in the southern suburbs, and they're opening a farm and another Boston location. So they
really?
kind of win as far as being a little more accessible, because most people in Massachusetts live in the eastern part of the state.
Okay.
But going to the city is a pain in the butt. It's like going to New York, you know?
Yeah. You got to take the T.
Avoid it at all
How
costs.
often do you go to other half?
The red line. No, exactly. No.
Fair point.
Speaking of which, Anthony Graz today will be in here to talk about his bang bus that they took into the city this past weekend. They visited other half. They visited Grimm and Transmitter.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, somewhere in there. But you're
I
right.
can get Grimm and Transmitter up here, but other half, they're like Trillium and Treehouse. They just don't distribute. You got to go.
Yeah, and it's impossible to go, and they have the same kind of turnout where you're standing on a line to do the release thing, and it's sold out most of the time if you don't get there at the ass crack of dawn, and you can't get it anywhere else. So you're basically held by the balls the entire time.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, I never play that game. I don't find any beer worth it.
Right.
I always go at off times and off hours, and if if I have a work, my day job brings me near one of them, I swing by after hours.
And whatever's
is there
there,
a beer that's
there.
worth waiting online for an hour for?
Yeah, I've never headed out there on a Saturday morning to just wait and hope for a silent release or anything like that.
Okay.
It's just, I'll go when the fridge. I have 2 Treehouse in my fridge and 1 Trillium, so I'm getting down to the wire here.
What are those? What do you have?
Yeah, what do you got there now?
I have a bear from Treehouse.
Drank one with dinner today.
From Treehouse.
It's sitting in my fridge thinking, do I like this enough to open it?
Bear?
Right? Yeah.
Bear is so good.
I love
I don't
brown
know if it's
ale.
my thing.
Yeah, I love browns. What was the other?
And that's a very porter-like brown ale.
Yes,
it's not
correct.
Traditional English-style brown ale. It sways into porter territory, which is a very American brown ale thing to do. So I have Very Green, Brown, and I have one Impressionism left, which is their stout that they released in the spring.
Oh, okay.
That I've been sitting on. And the only Trillium I have is my last insert hip-hop reference now.
What a great...
I don't know what that is, but I love the name.
The name is
It's their
perfect.
Monkish collaboration.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
I saw people trading that one all over the place. My personal one as an audio engineer, I want Headroom. I don't have any Headroom cans. I want to keep that artwork.
Oh, yeah. I haven't had that one.
So I have a bunch of stickers. I peel the can label off and I put it on a fridge in my basement. I have my beer fridge. So I have Melcher Street down there. I have Fort Point, right? Yeah.
4 Point, yeah.
But I'm trying to think of the hop one.
Don't know are named, well, insert hip-hop reference isn't named after anything local, but most of their beers are a local thing. It's not a collab.
Right.
They all have like a Boston meaning.
And have you tried the other half Trillium collaboration? I think that was Green Street or something like that.
No,
it's
I
out
have not.
there. Yeah, that's
I don't
a tough
think
one.
so.
Are any of their beers named after
I?
Matt Damon or Ben Affleck?
Great idea.
No, I had the other half. I just had Ghost in the Machine. The other half.
Oh, yes.
Parish collab.
Parish
That's the
collab.
one
Yeah.
I had.
Was it at a sour?
That was not a sour.
No.
That was a triple IPA. Or was it a double? It packed a punch. It was a rock solid, get the booze in you kind of a IPA.
Oh yeah, get the booze in you. So what's your total opinion of the checklist of who wins if there was a battle? I know you said Trillium is a little more accessible to the Easterners, the Bostoners, the Bostonians. But if you had to line them up and fight them against each other, who would take it?
Probably, yeah, it's a tough one, man. I'd probably go Treehouse because of personal preference. So here's the thing: I would stack their IPAs up against each other.
Mm-hmm.
They both do the haze game, and then they tweak. They add 5% more hops, name it something new, and create an internet frenzy.
Mm-hmm.
And but they both have a solid stout game too.
Yes,
and I like stouts more than sours.
Okay,
and I haven't really tried many Treehouse sours. But Trillium's sour game is really strong.
So I was up at
their
Treehouse.
Spoke series is really good.
Okay.
Fruit sours.
Yep.
I hate IPA sours. You sour an IPA and you're dead to me. But like an actual,
I think that's what we just drank.
Fruit sour. You take a traditional Belgian style and start playing with those kind of beer recipes. And I love those kind of fruit beers.
Right.
I don't like fruit in my IPAs, it turns out.
I don't like
Plenty of
pulp
people
in my
do.
IPAs, though I've had a few beers lately that I've had pulp in them, and I'm like, I don't like a fruited IPA. It's too much. There's pulp, there's particles, there's too much of that remnants.
It doesn't do it for me.
No, not
I keep
at all.
trying them because I try everything.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever we have in here, the people, the guests that we've had over the last 43 episodes, and the brewers that come in and bring their beer, I don't think we've been really let down at all. I mean, there's been one or two who are like, that's just not my style, but I could tell it's good. If I like the style, I'd be all about it. But most of the stuff that comes through this studio has been unbelievable, and we're always running around going, we want that, we want more of that.
Well, and that's the thing. These guys both operate at such a high level, guys.
Right,
There's teams and men and women and all that. But even if it's something you don't like, it's good. Like, this is me every single time I get handed a lactose IPA. I don't like lactose in my IPAs. I try a sip of it. I'm like, yeah, it's good. It's not my thing. You know, the aftertaste gets to me, but objectively, I don't sit there going, well, this is a horrible beer.
Right.
It's just not the kind of beer I like. And so even the beers, that I've had from them, they're like, not my thing. They're still good beers. But I think on the tie break, I kind of just go Treehouse. I call it the Treehouse swagger. And if you lined them up and gave me like a blind tasting of 4 hazy IPAs, I would probably fail miserably and not pick out the Treehouse beer. But whenever I drink one, I'm kind of like, yeah, this is a Treehouse.
Huh.
I see the label and it's like, yeah, this has that Treehouse thing going on. Their house yeast or whatever it might be.
Hazy IPAs, that's a style like everyone has to play in that sandbox right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so hard to stand out as making something that's better than the guy next door.
I crack open a beer I've never had before. I take the first sip and I'm going, I've had this beer before.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fantastic. So give me a good list outside of those two, up by where you are, that people should try. That underdogs, let's say, of the Massachusetts
Not
beer
Trillium,
scene.
not Treehouse.
Yeah, anyone who's not Treehouse and not Trillium.
So my favorite is Notch. They're up in Salem, Witch
okay.
Country. Their brewer.
Are they still burning witches up there? And if so, why not?
They actually don't. Well, it doesn't make the news. The people that are burning them are pretty good at hiding it.
Well, it doesn't make them look bad people, so.
But Notch Brewing out of Salem is run by Chris Loring. He's the owner, head brewer. And he's just one of these super knowledgeable guys who's rooted in traditional beer styles of Europe.
Okay.
His first brewery was Tremont Brewing, and they were the first people to bottle beer in Boston in the new, craft beer craze back in the 90s. And they sold out. And that was all English-style ales. And now he's doing
the
Czech
first
and German
company,
style.
the first craft brewer to bottle beer in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we had Sam Adams.
I was going to say, that's got to
to
predate Sam Adams. Like, that's...
No, they didn't predate Sam Adams. Both Sam Adams and Harpoon were not bottling beer in the city. They were using contract breweries outside. And so that was their big claim to fame, is that they had a place in Charlestown, down by the water, warehouse space, and they put in a bottling line. And they had a claim to fame of being the only people bottling beer in Boston when everybody was, when craft beer was really picking on Anheuser-Busch and Anheuser, for not being a local option and whatnot.
Okay.
But so he's just a guy who knows brewing history and he knows brewing tradition and he nails European styles like nobody else around.
Yeah, we like a lot of the German style beers. Actually, we were talking to Rebel Kettle out in
Arkansas
over Instagram in the last few days, and he was questioning me on what beers styles we like, and I was running them down going, yeah, we like IPAs, but really we tend to really give bigger accolades to the breweries that do strong European-style beers, some German Pilsners, alt beers, black lagers and stuff like that do some great stuff. Yes, and Pete brought his alt beer from Long Beach Brewing Company. We'll be having that on the phone with
malty and delicious.
We love those styles.
I love an alt beer. Long Trail. You guys can get Long Trail in New York, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure
we can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're like one of the first people to make an alt beer in America that was, a craft beer success.
Wow.
Long Trail Ale is an alt beer, like their flagship.
That's true.
Shunned these days because it's not an IPA that's bitter.
Mm-hmm.
And I argue with people all the time. They're like, that beer sucks. I'm like, no, it doesn't.
You two.
What's the worst craft beer you've had?
The worst craft beer I've had,
Trillium,
probably a fruited sour IPA.
Oh yeah, I don't blame that.
But the worst, I don't know. So you get some of these. I've had some local, these places pop up, and I won't shit on somebody.
Name names.
He's like, I have a reputation to uphold here, sir. Don't you know? I
Go for blood, Scott.
No, don't do that. Don't do that at all.
And I pour their, I pour a beer. I'm like, oh yeah, let's try their hazy IPA.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, meh, And there's just breweries I've completely given up on.
Okay.
That just, like Lord Hobo.
Lord Hobo? Yeah. So Boom Sauce and
they're the closest brewery to my house, and I don't even go.
Really?
It's not worth it. Like,
See, and they nationally distribute.
I'm not thrilled with them.
Wow.
They do. And so I'm sure the taproom experience is better. Like, it's better than other beers I could go buy for sure. Like, if I had, I'll still choose them over, anything mass-produced and whatnot.
Right.
But, I've had a bunch of their beers, and every time I'm like, you're charging how much for this? You're kind of throwing punches out of your weight class here, guys.
Really?
Like, they're trying to get Treehouse Trillium money, and it's not.
It's
like, I've just never been impressed enough. And, like, it's not that it's bad beer, but I'm like, if this is the price you need to make a profit, then charge it. You got to stay in business.
Well, let me ask you a question. So,
maybe you want to find some ways to save some money because I don't think your beer is worth this much.
They had a release
of... A lot of people have told me to try them again because it's been years.
Okay.
But,
so you haven't had them. I was going to say recently they came out with a triple IPA called Museum. And I'm just interested in what that's like because I like a good triple, even a quadruple IPA. Like you said, a lot of booze to get you going in one serving. So I'd be interested to see what they're doing now at that end. I don't want to say the elite end, but not a lot of people are doing triples, quadruples. So
no, they're not.
Be interested in how they pull that off.
I would be curious to try it because, whatchamacallit, I want to see if that Ghost in the Machine was a triple. I can't remember if it was a triple or a double. And then this Insert Hip Hop Reference was a triple.
Yes.
And I find once you go to triples, and I'm not alone in this, things start to get a little wacky and out of balance.
Yes.
Like it's a little too much.
It's hard to kind of get everything balanced out right.
Too bittery hop floral essence, or it's too much of that. What I call the fruit salad, and it's every fruit flavor from the hops. You know, it's like the.
Yeah, it just all kind of mixes together, and sometimes the balance and the combination doesn't work. Uh-oh. Did we lose him?
Still there, Scott?
He's in his basement. He's losing. Yeah, no, I'm serious. He's in his basement trying to get reception. Are you there?
For cellular?
Connect to Wi-Fi. Oh, boy. All right, I'm going to leave you on there, Scott, for a second, and if you get back on with us, then just start talking, because I can't hear a word you're saying if you're still going. Or you can hang up and try calling back when you get better reception. So what? Oh, you there? Ooh. Nope. Oh, wait. There he is.
There?
You are there, but you're breaking up, buddy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Do you have any aluminum foil handy?
Yeah. Can you strap it to your cell phone and send it out the window? I'm just going to hold him down. Look, Scott, do me a favor. Call back into the show really quick before you have to do your trivia in about 20 minutes, and we'll just wrap up with you really quick. So, yeah, he actually, he picked, he thinks he picked Treehouse as his beer to go, which is interesting.
Again, with my limited exposure to Trillium,
yeah,
I would definitely agree. I'd take Treehouse as well.
Now, I've been at both tap rooms, and I only had a limited experience with the Treehouse one as opposed to Trillium. I've been to a few times now. I find what's on tap at Trillium was so much better than what was on tap at Treehouse.
Interesting.
But the beers to go, I mean, you saw the list that I sent you. The ridiculous amount of beer that was to go and the different styles. Bear, I had a sour, I had the tart peach. We had the tart, what was the other one, apple or grape or something like that. The sours were really good from what I had, but the IPAs are just, Treehouse to me blows Trillium out of the water. And even though I've had a number of, like that summer from Treehouse, one of the best IPAs I've ever had. And it was as a double, and it was, low, medium alcohol percentage, but it was so delicious and so fruity and floral that the taste was there. I think that was the key, is they're keen on taste, not just composition, makeup, chemical balance, ABV, whatever you want to call it. It was all about a number of other, check marks that really pushed the envelope for them. And, of course, from what I've seen, it's one place so much bigger than any one place that Trillium has. And Trillium has spread themselves out now to 3-4 different campuses.
Right.
It's kind of hard to keep the consistency when you're 3 different locations. If you're brewing in Canton.
3 different brewmasters.
3 different guys doing the recipes.
And like 8 different apprentice brewers, I'm sure.
I'm positive. And then they're going to open another farm. I did hear about the Trillium farm, actually. When he mentioned it, I heard about that. That they were going to open up something a little more suburban or rural, in addition to their urban location. So they're going to be able to tackle the rural, suburban, and urban markets all throughout the state. So that was a pretty cool concept. I like the idea of what Trillium was trying to do. And they're in the place where there's more people, to be honest with you. So people would probably tend to, pick that as opposed to other things. Treehouse is a good hour and 20 minutes away from the Boston city line. So it is quite a hike, where it's only 3 hours for me. It was just under 3 hours. It was 2:55 or something like that. So that's really not that bad to get to. To get to Trillium, it's a 4-hour drive.
Yeah.
So for me, it's not something that I'd be into to kind of take that huge jump and leap into that next one. And by the way, I don't think he's going to call back. He's got to get himself all teched up and ready to go for his trivia night. So we'll let him go and have. Thanks a lot, Scott, for calling. We appreciate it. Good little talk, and we'll get you back on the show in an upcoming episode where we can kind of hash out.
We should set up some trades.
Yeah, I really think what he's talking about with Notch. I want to try some of the breweries that aren't Trillium Treehouse.
Yeah.
I've had
I want some more of that Castle Island fucking
I was going to
lager
say Castle Island was one I wanted to mention to him. I really enjoyed Castle Island. What they put through that lager, the Pilsner, and the
that
brown.
lager was terrific.
Awesome. And there's a couple of pictures actually out there right now of.
They had a beer on Tavor. Castle
Did they?
Island. Yeah.
Ooh, see, they should, because they had, and I mentioned to you the cost. So he was talking about how Lord Hobo was trying to get the price of their beer to be up there with Treehouse and Trillium, who can charge $18, $19, $20 a 4-pack. And so I'll lock him in. Are you back there, Scott? Oh, boy.
This is the Wort. Mike and Pete, who's us?
Who's on the phone? You there?
Hello?
Oh, boy.
Oh, there you are.
You're there, but it's choppy, man.
How about now?
Yeah, there you
There
go.
we go.
Hey.
All right.
So Pete and I were just we're having a conversation, a little post conversation with you, and we were talking about Castle Island. So I've been to the Castle Island Brewery, and my buddy Mike, who lives in Canton, actually recommended we go there instead of go to Trillium.
Definitely.
And what we got there was unbelievable, and I brought some back. So like I was just telling Pete, you were talking about how Lord Hobo has this huge markup on their beer, whereas Castle Island's going the complete opposite direction. They had a 6-pack of 16-ounce cans Pilsners for $14. I mean,
yeah,
that's the way to go.
For their Bohemian style Pilsner, I believe it was.
Yes, correct. Yeah, the Bohemian style. Yep.
So
it's delicious. Their lager was really good. I've had their brown, the American brown, sweet brown, I think it was, made with sweet potatoes. I believe that was the case. And then we also dived into a couple of the IPAs in the tap room. So everything I've had from them was really very good. We had a great time. Oh, Scott. Well, it's not us. It's definitely Scott's cell phone, unfortunately. All right, so Scott, thanks a lot for calling in, buddy. There he goes.
goes.
He bailed. He's punching out. Punching out, buddy.
Thanks for calling in. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, we'll talk to you,
We'll
buddy.
set up a trade.
Yeah, we'll set something up, and we'll have you back on, and we'll go back and forth between the beers that you send us and the beers we send you. Actually, you know what's cool about Tavor? When they send you a box of beer, you have the box now. So you actually have a box that's set for shipping beer. It's fan-fucking-tastic. If you're going to do anything through Tavor, do it so you can get the beer mailbox to send to other people.
Fair enough.
So you don't have to go through the flat rate box.
So the Castle Island beer that was on Tavor is called Swipe Ripe.
Swipe Ripe.
And I just like silly names
That's a good
like
idea.
that.
Like instead of Swipe Right.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Very good.
It's an Imperial IPA.
Yo, they put an Imperial on there.
Yep, 9%.
Ooh. I haven't had that one.
And it's described as having a viscous mouthfeel.
I don't know about viscous.
Sticky fruit juice caresses the palate like a gentle lover.
They should definitely go back and redetail this whole beer.
I don't know that I want to buy it anymore.
Whenever I talk about viscous, I don't think about beer. I definitely think about milky substances. And then, of course, what was the other? Sticky? Yep. No.
I don't know if I want anything sticky caressing my palate.
I don't think so.
Giggity.
I don't think I would want any of that near my palate whatsoever. So, this is where MikeBeakovesRadio.com. Give us a call, 516-465-3990. Or you can give us a call on our other one, 516-465-3990. Oh, yeah, I said it, 516-513-0515. Sorry, Scott just reached out and just said, sorry, guys, his connection sucks. And we'll get him back on when he gets a better connection in the upcoming weeks or so. Speaking of the upcoming weeks, Pete, we have a live show coming up.
We do.
Our next show is actually going to be live from the Fall Craft Beer Fest in Farmingdale, New York. If, in fact, you would like tickets to our show and the show, please give us a call. It is 516-465-3990. I had a couple people DM us and ask if we were still giving away those tickets. And I said yes. So hopefully those people are, in or on the Instagram, and they will call in. And whoever calls first at this point is going to win the tickets to the Fall Craft Beer Festival, October 19th, held in Farmingdale, New York. Lots of breweries. Do you know the breweries that are going to be on there?
Barnshed, Dubco, Jamesport. God, that's as all as I remember for off the top of my
That's all you
fucking
can
head.
remember?
That is.
It's not terrible.
I'm there. Hold on. Shinerbach, West Hampton Brew Company.
Shiner.
Mustache and West Hampton just added.
Nice. Yeah, good.
I want to talk to Mustache about fucking Scorpion Draw because it's delicious.
Yep.
Shipyard,
Which is
Harborhead, our friends at Harborhead.
So, by the way, the Scorpion is literally just an all-silver can with a little white, what amounts to like a printout label that
It
just
says
says
Scorpion Draw.
Scorpion Draw, yeah.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
I've only had two things from them. They were both great. I had
Lawn.
Scorpion Draw and Lawn.
yeah.
Liked it. Shipyard, Harborhead, our friends over at Harborhead.
Of
so we'll have
course.
to hit up them.
Excited
Captain
to
Lawrence.
see Will and Dave. I haven't talked to them in a while, and in fact, one of the breweries
Will
I was...
and Ed?
No, it was Dave.
Dave and Ed.
Dave and Will. It's definitely Will and Dave. I know who they are. Trust me, I've been up there a
All
few
right.
times now, and I still never stamped, but that was the point.
Are you sure it's not Will and Grace?
Will and Grace is correct, yes. And who was their friend, who was always very boisterous? gay. I'm sorry, I don't know. You remember? You never watched Will and Grace?
No.
Oh, what do you need the reference for?
I
I was going to go into Will and Grace talk, but whatever.
Do
Sitcoms
it.
are not your thing.
Do it.
No. That's fine. So, I was going to go up there over the weekend and hang out there because they had their own Oktoberfest going on.
I know, I'm disappointed I couldn't
And they
go.
have their Headless Helmsman,
Yes.
which is an award-winning pumpkin beer.
That won last year, didn't it?
Yes, it did. And I'm excited to go up there and try it again. And hopefully,
I want to see what else they have there.
They have something new to show us.
I hope they have their fucking brewed IPA.
Brewed IPA. I know.
God
We're both
damn, I
gonna-
love that beer.
And Scott hates the brewed IPA. He's like, if you have a sour IPA, then I hate you alive. But the brewed IPAs are a little different. They're not sweet
not
like
sour.
that.
It's
not
just
sour.
dry.
Correct. Yeah, I like that.
I don't know. I've only had. I mean, again, my viewpoint is limited here. I've only had 2. So I had theirs and I had Omegang's.
And we're
Theirs
going to
were
have
a lot goddamn better.
Bridge and Tunnel today. We have the brewed IPA. Haven't you had that? Didn't we have that in studio? So I have that with us today, the Bridge and Tunnel brewed IPA, which was delicious.
They are going to be at the Craft Beer Expo at the Coliseum, so
Bridge and
we'll have
Tunnel.
to hit them. Yep.
Rich is going to be there, and that's probably the only time we're ever going to get him on the show because he
Indeed.
does everything. He's making soda now, by the way. Did you know that?
Why?
Because why not?
No,
Because he
right.
has nothing else to do than make 14 beers by himself, put them on tap, bartend over the weekend, and then make more beer on Monday. That's why. So he figured, hey, fuck it. I'm going to make soda now, too. Exciting?
Is it like White Claw?
No, no, it's not malt liquor. It's just no.
That's
it's,
still my favorite meme from fucking Wort Wrangler.
Yeah.
That
speaking
like
of which,
falling profits.
So now the Wi-Fi works, Scott says. That's all right, buddy. I mean, if you want to call back in, no worries. We have a couple of people scheduled to call in a little bit, so and you have your show coming up in about 10 minutes. So don't go crazy and stress yourself out. So yeah, if you guys are listening in on YouTube or on gubsradio.com, grab your cell phone and jump over to Instagram and type in Beer Narrator and join his beer trivia. And I don't know, was there prizes? I never really got the concept. Does he give out prizes for the winner? Whoever jumps in there first, I would imagine he probably sends people something, beer maybe. Oh, okay. Well, that's something we'll save for a later conversation, Pete. But we reached out to the Wort Wrangler, actually, and he actually was out at GABF, so he said he may or may not be in and around.
I'm not holding my breath.
I'm not going to hold my breath. But the next show, hopefully we'll get him on, because a lot of the brewers know who he is, too. A lot of the brewers follow him.
They all fucking tag his shit.
And tag him when they
Dubco and Long Beach particularly.
Yeah. So we want to reach out to him because we've talked a lot about him and his account. So if anyone's on Instagram right now, go over to Wort, W-O-R-T, Wrangler, and check it out. It is a really fun Instagram page to see what brewers are doing all around the country, and he does some really cool memes. This is the Wort, Mike at PeteGubsRadio.com. Who's on the phone with us?
This is Brad.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
So where are you calling from, Brad?
I'm calling from Statesville, North Carolina.
Statesville, North Carolina. How'd you find out about the show?
You guys messaged me.
Oh, so what's your Instagram handle?
Moose Small Sticker.
Ah, nice. So Moose Mole Sticker. Yeah. What's going on, buddy? Thanks a lot for calling into the show. I appreciate it. So we reach out to people throughout the week before our show, and we always like to find out what people all around the country are experiencing in their local craft beer scene. So, Brad, give us a little rundown of, and you said North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
So what's the local vicinity? What's the town? What's the major city near you?
Well, Charlotte's the big one.
Okay.
I live about 30, 40 minutes north of Charlotte.
Okay, so 30, 40 minutes. So give us a little rundown about your local craft beer scene and what's going on in and around. And you can go ahead and highlight some of your favorite breweries from the area.
Oh, well, my favorite one is definitely Resident Culture. They do like the hazies and all that stuff. And I like Heist.
I've heard of Heist,
They do all the hazy stuff and everything. I like Birdsong. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. They're crazy distributing around North Carolina. They're getting really big into all that. But as far as closest ones to me, there's some probably small ones that you've never heard of. There's actually a lot of breweries in Charlotte. There's like 43 breweries or 40-something breweries in Charlotte. So
Jesus.
We don't have. I was watching the show a little bit before I called in.
Hey,
and,
thanks.
We don't have like the lines you were talking about, like at Trillium and Treehouse.
No lines in North Carolina. Yeah.
No, not really.
So the releases aren't like hyped like they are around here, but I think that's part of the culture that's up here, though, too. You have Brooklyn for the other half. You have all your little Boston hipsters that want to jump on the lines for Treehouse and Trillium. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think Treehouse self-generates those lines. So if you go to Treehouse, they have a line on purpose. It's not like there's enough people there to make a line. It's that they purposely start it so they create hype for the beer.
Are they British?
No, they're not British. Are they part of Plymouth Rock? I don't know.
I just know British people love lines.
They do. They love
a good cue.
Well, that's what they call.
They do.
I know. I was watching some. Sorry.
Well, everybody really just wants to stand in the line. If you ever notice, like, people just like, it's like, okay, well, I'll just stand in this line, and I guess.
It's got to be something good, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if I'm on this line, I better be getting something at the end.
I remember we were at Disney, and like there was this big long line, and I was asking everybody what they were waiting for, and those people that were saying, well, I don't know what it is, but it's a line. I'm just waiting.
Just lemmings waiting to get executed. They're like, no, it's going to be awesome when we get up there, and everyone gets a good old head chop.
Yeah.
What was that other? You said Bert. What was the name of that brewery that you?
Birdsong. It's Birdsong.
Oh, Birdsong. Yes, absolutely. We definitely have heard of that up here. Yep, 100%.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they distribute nationally, so they're around. And the recent one was Friends in Low Places, if I recall. I'm trying to go through Instagram right now, and that was one of their big releases that they sent all over the country.
Oh, yeah. And then, out in Raleigh, I know they got, like, I don't know if you've ever heard of Barrel Culture.
Yep. Definitely.
But they're big in, like, I'm not a big sour fan, but they all the people that like sours and stuff, they love Barrel Culture and what they're doing out there. But.
That's old Durham. Let me ask you a question, because I'm a huge college basketball fan. Duke, North Carolina State, or Wake Forest?
Oh, I'm not like huge into basketball, and I know it's kind of surprising in North Carolina, but my wife she actually went to UNC, so.
Oh, okay. So
I better pull for UNC.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, I'm a Duke fan, so you're my arch rival. Well, your wife's yeah. Well, I'm just a fan from New York. I never went there.
I mean, that makes sense because you're out of state. Like Duke's not really a North Carolina thing, so.
Right? No, I agree. And you know what though? What's good about some of those teams is they do play up here a lot. So, like, for instance, Duke plays in New York City at least once a year, if not twice a year, and they hold most of the ACC tournaments in New York. So, every year I get to go see a couple of games.
They rotate the ACC championship, the ACC tournament
in Greenville.
In Madison Square a lot of times, and there have been a lot of additions to the Syracuse and Boston College and stuff like that recently, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hell of a college town. I mean, if you think about it, in the area, you have a lot of people not only going to school there, but then moving in there and living there and working there. And so the culture there, I guess, is a lot of young people in the town. And what's the current, theme in the social area is craft beer. So I would imagine all those 40 breweries that you were mentioning in the Charlotte area are going to get their fair due in a sense.
Oh yeah, there's definitely. I mean, I can list some like really great. I mean, like Wooden Robot is another one I really like.
Wooden Robot.
If you branch out a little bit, you go to Concord. There's a little place. It's on the up and up called High Branch.
Mm-hmm.
If you go a little bit further south to Shelby, there's a little place called New Grass. All three of those are making really good beers too right now.
High Branch we've heard of. Wooden. What did you say? Wooden
Robot.
Wooden Robot. I haven't heard of. We just picked it up on Instagram, so we'll follow them and keep track of what they're doing.
They're doing good stuff.
Yeah. What's your favorite style?
Favorite style is definitely the hazy New Englands and stuff like that. But this summer, I've definitely gotten into the Berliner Weiss.
Ooh, okay.
And I don't know. I mean, I'm not, like I said before, I'm not like huge into sours, but that one's not like super like sour, like Warhead type of beer.
Yeah.
So I kind of enjoy it, and it's good. It's good to have. It's been really hot down here this summer, so it is good to have something other than a hazy.
In North Carolina, you're fucking kidding me, Brad.
That's crazy. Do you ever?
We just had last week. We just had like 90-degree weather like all day.
Ugh. I'm actually really thankful we dropped below 80 And we were like 71 today or something like that, or 74.
I thought we were done with that shit.
No,
and I went to walk my dog in a goddamn hoodie.
And
it
was
a
sweating
bad
your balls
mistake.
off. You're sweating your balls off. You're like 9 o'clock.
My dog's like, what the fuck is the matter with you?
You have all of this
wrong.
And he was just pissing all over everyone's poles.
Every stop sign he could fucking find.
Yeah. It's great. Release the hounds. So if you had to pick something outside of your state, if you were going to like a beer distributor and they didn't have any local beer, what's one of the go-tos you would find at your local distributor?
Like one that I would find around here that's not normally around here.
Yeah, I get maybe not so much local. I mean,
Okay.
outside the state. Let's say we'll keep it as borders. So anything outside of the state. What's one of your favorite beers from a brewery outside?
Oh, I love Other Half. Other Half's my favorite. It's bar none my favorite beer.
Really?
If somebody had Other, I love it. I'm obsessed with it.
Now, how do you trade for that online, or is it somebody that ended up getting it and bringing it down, or?
Oh, I trade.
Yeah.
I do a lot of the trading and everything.
You do, so you're heavy into the.
I mean, you've seen my Instagram. So,
Yep.
I mean, if you scroll down, you'll see quite a different ones. I think I just posted the ice cream Lamborghini or whatever it is, whatever one that was. That was at a bottle share.
Okay. Oh, so those are good too. You have a lot of those types of events down by you.
Yeah, we do that. I get with a couple guys and we, try to get some Instagram people together and do a little get together, whatnot.
Now, do you have a huge sub community of those type of people down by you? Bloggers, Instagrammers.
Not huge, but there's definitely some big, some bigger. One of my good friends is Andrew. I think he came on the last show. ASXL 41.
Yes, absolutely.
And, we get together, and there's a guy. His name's Rick Speed.
Mm-hmm.
Me and him get together. And there's quite a few other ones. It's growing around here. But,
I guess what I meant was you didn't say, "Oh, let's do a bottle share," and then you and just Andrew show up and hang out.
Oh no! We normally try to keep the shares around. Our last one we had about 22.
Oh, that's not bad. That's pretty good.
And then the one before that we had close to 30, I think.
You know what you guys should do, and just throwing it out there, you should definitely throw one of those bottle shares on Instagram Live, and just go through kind of what everyone brought and the exchanging and all that good stuff. And just throw it up there so people can see kind of what's going on in that local area. The types of beers, that'd be really cool. I'd be interested to watch it. I'm sure a bunch of our audience would be interested in watching that as well.
Yeah, maybe we'll try that next time.
Yeah, there you go. So you had the Other Half, the broccoli special reserve, which I love Other Half's artwork. I really do. I don't know why. It's one of those that are just.
I do too.
It makes me laugh every time. And then you had the ice cream colored Lambo. Yeah, I was just looking at that.
Yeah.
Cocoa nibs.
I've also had all green everything.
Yeah, they do some great friggin' IPAs. And you know what though? It's funny, and we're out here on Long Island, so it's hard to get to Other Half. They don't sell it anywhere near where we are. We're only about maybe a half an hour to 40. Yeah, but he doesn't get it
not regularly,
and not too many people do. It's a hard one to get, and definitely hard to find kegs.
I've heard the lines there are just the lines are just
ridiculous.
Insane, and by the time you get in line, they're telling you oh well, there's no beer after this point.
Right, you get a number, so you get on the line, then you get a number, then you get told what's going to go happen. So it's you got to be there at 5 a.m. Drinking a coffee in a lawn chair for you to get anything.
That's crazy.
And to be honest with you, I was on the line at Treehouse, right? I got on that line on a day of a release. Yeah. I was on the line for 20 minutes. They had so much goddamn beer. I'm talking about 15 skids of beer that no matter what time you got there, you're getting beer. It's not like it'll ever get sold out. Even the special release had a skid. We're talking about 400 cans. And you have a very limited amount you can take
per
anyway.
Person.
Right. So it's not like you can probably service 300 to 400 people, which in the first 4 hours you can't possibly get through anyway. So they do it there. As for anything, like I said, I'll wait on a line, but it's got to be a short line. I'm not waiting hours, and I'm not taking a ticket, and I'm waiting for a number.
Barrage mocks that whenever they have a can release.
Yeah, but that lasts 2 seconds, and that's only because they have one POS station to do it all.
No. They drink around like no lines, no bullshit.
That's true.
Come
So
down and
what's
get your
the most
fucking
beer
beer.
you guys have ever seen like somebody like take away from one of those lines? Like,
Oh.
how many cases are we talking about?
I
Because I've
took
seen some people on Instagram, they've got like dollies full of beer, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I saw dollies at
And I know
Treehouse.
that stuff's not cheap, so they're spending a pretty penny on that.
So I'll give you a good gauge. I got 2 cases, so 48 cans. I spent $200. $200 on 2 cases. Now, I did need a dolly because I wasn't going to drag that shit to my car through the parking lot.
Yeah.
So I grabbed the dolly. I felt like the biggest asshole in the place because I had a dolly, but with like 2 cases, and that was it. And I'm like, dum. And the guy goes, you might as well take it. It's there for you to take. I'm like, all right. So you got to leave your ID to get the dolly, bring the dolly back. But I saw people leaving with 10, 12 cases easily. They all took their limit. And so we're talking about probably close to $1,000 a beer. Easily.
Oh, my God.
Dual income, no kids.
Yeah. I was going to say, permanently single, no kids.
Was Frank there?
Yeah. Leasing BMWs and renting an apartment.
Yeah. Yes.
Pretty much it.
Yes.
Right? And then you get to go back to your man cave and entirely fill your fridge with Treehouse. That will last you. And even if you drank 4 or 5 of those a night, which would be rough, it'll take you months to get through.
Yeah, you'll have the hot flu like every week.
Oh, dude, it'd be ridiculous. And on top of it, how much of that can you do before you get sick of it? Because at one point I need to take a break.
I've seen people with like I have just a little small beer fridge. Like it's one of those ones like you have in college.
Yeah.
So because I try to keep myself rotated right now, but I've seen people with like full fridges and they have nothing in there but beer. And I'm like, how do you get through that? Like, I just don't understand. Like that beer has to be so old.
Well, I guess if you strategically go through it and make sure you go through like the really fresh IPAs, do it by date, and then you can let browns, porters, darker beers sit.
Then it's not a hobby anymore.
No,
then it's like work.
No, it's work. It is. I'm going to be honest with you.
It's work at that point.
Yeah, you're like, shit, I got to drink 3 beers tonight, otherwise I'm going to fall way behind because I got shit to do next weekend. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you.
Right.
I'm going to be honest. So I only got those 2 cases, and as I stared in my beer fridge and looked amazed, I went, now I have to drink all this.
That's the thing. Like I have like 30 beers in my house right now, and like maybe a third of a slim keg left. And I'm like, I got a lot of fucking beer in the house.
Got a lot of work to do. That's what
so much for losing weight.
Guess it's gonna have to wait till January. So what else are you experiencing down there? Are you experiencing some sort of explosion of more breweries opening, or are you starting to see the saturation point down by you?
We're definitely still seeing more breweries opening and about to open.
Really?
Yeah. Even in Charlotte, there's still breweries that they're opening up, and it's becoming a little bit oversaturated. But it's good for us because we get to go and we can walk right up to the a bar and get whatever we want, pretty much whenever we want. But there is that like sense of like, not uniqueness.
I gotcha. Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But it is nice being able to also. It's nice to be able to just like walk to the next brewery because there are places like, especially like, there's this area of Charlotte. It's called South End.
Yeah.
And that's where like you have Sycamore, Triple C, Wooden Robot, and there's another one in there. I can't remember it right now. But like they're all really close to each other, and like it's like a thing people do. Like you can just like walk and bounce around and stuff like that too, and you don't have to drive or get an Uber or anything like that. There's a lot of people that live in that area, so they just walk around to the breweries and then walk home. So
that must be nice. I have a local brewery that just opened up right in town. It's still a little bit of a walk, so it's going to be a tough one to go all the way up into town with.
You're going to walk there?
I could. It wouldn't be that bad. About 10, 15-minute walk. Wouldn't be so bad. It's right up Broadway. But we're starting to get another brewery in town, and then we also have now in the South Shore of Long Island, there's 3 or 4 towns in a row that are getting breweries. So we have Small Craft in Amityville. We have Root and Branch opening up, which is a big nomadic traded online beer root and branch. And then we have Sand City opening up.
Sand City South in Lindenhurst as well. And we have 27A there. So then you'll have Massapequa.
And then we have the new one in Massapequa Park. Which is different than Massapequa. Nice. And so it's like maybe 4 train stops you can do in probably half a day. And it's going to be an unbelievable experience, something new that's never been done here on Long Island. And, I think that's going to be one of the things that draws. So we're starting to see a saturation point here, but I don't think we're there yet. I think there's still a lot of room to grow. If you look at the Think New York, Drink New York app, by the way, there is 0 breweries in these areas. And by the way, Long Island's packed in. As much as you may.
I have family from Long Island. I know.
So you know exactly what I'm talking about. There is, these areas on Long Island right now that have nothing, and so people have to travel quite a distance to find.
They have to travel a whole 20 minutes to get to a different.
It's not 20 minutes anymore, though, Peter. It is like 40 minutes to get from one town to the next. It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, you live in the boonies,
right? So if you go up into like that St. James area, Smithtown, Kings Park. The head of Harbor, not Harbor Head, there is nothing within like 20 square miles of any of that. So we still have this huge area up there. Hauppauge, Northport is getting there, but like East Northport, Fort Salonga, Kings Park, there's nothing around there. Comac, nothing in the field. Like there's no breweries in this entire section.
It's close.
Yeah, but again, you're going to travel, on 25A for 25 minutes to get to Harbor Head or to get to Sand City? So we're not quite there. And even if you look at, little points... If you go here, look,
there's a big gap between Holbrook and
Santa Mauritius. You got the Mastic Beach, Shirley areas. Nothing there. So we still have these huge hubs and areas where there's actually mass population going on, condominiums being built, and huge areas of suburbanism that have not gotten their own brewery yet. And I think we still have a ways to go. But if you look at some of what Brad's talking about in the Charlotte area, if you look at a map and look at the breweries, they are just covered. It's blanketed, that whole town line area.
Yeah. It is. Actually, if you look at the map, I'm actually looking at my North Carolina beer map right now. And if you look at the map, you can actually just follow like Interstate 40, and with the exception of Charlotte, which once you get to actually where I'm at in Statesville, and you just go straight south to get to Charlotte, if you just keep following 40 all the way down into Wilmington, like that's pretty much the line of breweries. And Asheville is along 40, and so you go to Asheville, and then you go through like Hickory, and then Winston-Salem, Greensboro. Then you go through the Triangle, the Research Triangle, where you were talking about Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, and then you can go down south and you hit Wilmington, and there's a few in Wilmington, but it's really after about that like Triangle area, it starts to drop off of like anything out there.
Yeah, it gets a little more, opened up and spread out a little bit. So you're really looking at the hubs of where people are set up and major city lines and even smaller suburban towns, but they could still use their own craft breweries. So I think that's the big, concept here, is that most of these breweries do very well within populated areas, unless they're, like we said, like Treehouse, which is a very popular one, but it's out in the middle of nowhere. People have a tough time getting to.
We have like a major one. It's actually in Mills River. It's right outside of Asheville, and we have the second Sierra Nevada location.
Oh, they set up an East Coast one. That's right. I forgot about that.
Oh, and it's huge, and it's really impressive. If you're ever down here in Asheville, I suggest going there and checking that out. That's an unbelievable visit.
We actually have an opportunity to go down to Asheville through a buddy of mine, and they actually said, this is a place to come. You got to come check it out, because there's just so many breweries and so many things going on. And then, like you just said, that's a talking point right there to hit that up.
It's pretty good, and you got to get the duck fat fries when you go to the restaurant.
That's what Pete's going. Yep,
I've had those in Maine, duck fat.
Yeah.
Sounds delicious.
Oh, man, it's good. And then when you go to Asheville, you of course have to hit up Burial. So.
Oh, yeah, of course. Burial's the way. They did a collab with Nightmare, and that collab was ridiculously good. We're going to crack some of those
open.
open.
With Other House, too.
Yes,
called,
yeah.
I used to be happy.
They've been to a bunch of the New York-based breweries,
Yeah.
I think they did one with Barrier as well. I mean, they've been up here and doing stuff with them all the time, because they're also looking to distribute up here. So what better way to crack into a new, market than to do a collaboration with a well-known, grassroots-based brewery that people can lose their minds over, right?
Oh yeah. Burial. I love their can art. You're talking about can art. I love Burial's can art. That's one of my favorites.
And Hopscotch in Deer Park actually has a couple of Burial beers when they first opened, and they can try to continue to get those delivered up here and distributed, I think, through 12%, I believe. It's not Manhattan, so it's definitely through 12%. Brad, buddy, thanks a lot for calling in, man. Give us a lowdown. Give us a little more than Andrew gave us, that's for sure. No offense to Andrew. But just a different angle. A different angle, I'll say. And that wasn't more or less, but he definitely threw us on to some new breweries, so we appreciate that. And if anyone wants to get in touch with you and they're traveling down to that area, give them a quick shout-out or a DM on Instagram. Again, it was Moose Molsticka.
Yeah, it's Moose Molsticka.
Miss Molsticka. What's the reference here? Am I missing it?
Everybody does. Everybody just calls me Moose, and the main reason is because nobody understands what that second part is. And when I started my Instagram account, I just put a name out there, and the name Molsticker is what my grandpa used to call me when I was younger.
Right. So it's very personal to you. That's cool.
Yeah. So
awesome. All right, Brett. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on, man.
You got it, man. Thanks for calling in.
All right,
we'll talk to you soon, man.
Bye.
All right, later. Oh, thanks a lot. That was a cool call.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was Andrew's buddy at all. I had no idea. But Andrew called last week and gave us a lowdown his angle and idea about North Carolina. I knew it was the same state, but I figured it's a big fucking state. I don't know how could they know each other so well, but they do, apparently. I'm that guy that just
there's a redneck
trolls the internet.
Somewhere.
No, he didn't sound too rednecky. He sounded pretty good. He sounded without the accent.
Just kidding.
Okay, all right. I didn't know where you're going with that. You want to take a quick break because we have the brunette calling into the show in just a few minutes, and we're going to pound some more beers and then get the fuck out of here.
All right.
All right. So let's take a quick break. It's the Wort with Mike at Pete, GovsRadio.com. Give us a call in our next segment. The phone number here, 516-465-3990, 513-0515. Listen, call either number. I don't give a flying fuck. This is the Wort with Mike at Pete, GovsRadio.com. We'll be right back after this.
You're listening to Govs Radio, internet radio versus whatever that alien shit is. Whose idea was this anyway? Govs Radio. You're listening to the Wort on Govs Radio.
Hey, moron, it's pronounced the Wort.
What the hell is a wort?
It's pronounced the Wort.
What is it? The wort? Right, yeah, okay, I'll do that again. This is the Wort on Govs Radio.
It is the Wort, not Wart, not Fort, not short, the Wort.
I'm sorry, I just don't know what that means. When do you guys start drinking?
Who says we haven't been drinking?
Where's mine? If I say it correctly this time, can I have a drink?
We'll think about it.
You're listening to the Wort on Govs Radio.
This is the Wort with Mike at Pete, GovsRadio.com. We are live on GovsRadio.com. We're also live on Facebook. Go onto Facebook and type in Govs Radio, and we will pop up there on our live stream as well as after the fact, as it's archived and used over and over and over again. I never shared it, by the way. I got to share it to our personal page. I sometimes do that, and then tonight I forgot. We have
a Facebook page?
Yeah, and we also have a YouTube page, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
I know about the YouTube page.
Yeah, so the YouTube page is also live, and it'll be up there after the fact, so check that out. And then, of course, we're on all sorts of replays, and podcast versions are edited down. Spotify, iTunes, the Laughable app, the Hopped Up Network. Who has been promoting us every so often.
And everyone else relentlessly. It's
good. Which is fine. I don't...
No, it's great.
I'll take it every single time. I'm good with it. I appreciate them and what they've done for our show and what they've done for the exposure of our show and what they've done to help promote the craft beer scene all around the country. That's the great thing about this. They really are into not just our local scene or their local New Jersey scene, but they're into everything all around the country like we are. So we really follow them and throw all of our, I guess,
Jesus.
What was that? Oh, he threw me off. Did he even come in and grab a beer? I wonder if he knows that he's live tonight. He's got keys. I hear his thing.
Slam some fucking
there he
doors.
is.
What the fuck's the matter with
There
you?
he is.
Slipped out of my hand.
Is it raining out there?
It's fucking pouring.
Shit.
Oh, my God.
Oh, boy.
Fuck the Hopped Up Network.
What? No, don't fuck the Hopped Up Network. They're great guys. They brought us to AC Beer Fest. I can't give them any more of my high fives and my love for them because of what they did for us for that AC Beer Fest. They're really very hospitable. You're not on the air. You're going to have to shift over. I have only just the two of us since there's nobody else here. It looks weird with, like, the whole
That's
board.
all right. That's don't worry.
All right. Well, you don't have to be on, but I put
Do
you
I
on.
move over more?
No, you're good.
Yeah,
No,
my
you're
voice.
good. Yeah. Yeah. You hurting today?
I'm all right.
All right. So
I didn't go. Did you mention it at all?
You didn't go where?
To Hopscotch, to the beer tour.
No,
My
I
first-
saw no.
you didn't go?
Have you promoted it at all? Have you said a word about it?
Yes, absolutely.
We were talking about it before.
Oh, all right. I had the other client that got in the car doesn't like to listen to you guys. She finds you guys to be boring. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I get
I'm
it.
just kidding. No.
Wait. So yeah, I agree with her. 100%. She's
I mean,
right.
sure.
Yeah, that's what she did.
I like your music, by the way.
Which one?
The music that was just on. I know one of them is his and one of them is yours.
No, none of it's mine.
None of
No?
it's his. This is all me.
Are you that bad? So that's not your one. The last break with a little hard.
The Pennywise thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's because Dennis Murphy called in as Pennywise. As you said, first time he's ever done a voice, so we're very honored.
I'm listening. I'm going. I know this voice at the beginning, and I'm like, wait a minute, this can't be who I think it is.
Yes, it was.
And then as he got deeper and you started mentioning his name, he started laughing. I'm
Yes,
like,
he did.
It is.
I'm like, wait a second. If I could pick this apart real quick, I could figure this out really
Dennis
fast.
Murphy.
Well, the best thing was, I was like, all right, Dennis, so who do you want to say thank you to? And he goes, okay, yes, I want to thank all my friends again. And I'm like, you broke the bit, you son of a bitch. You don't know how to keep the bit together. That was pretty funny.
I think you should be honored that Dennis Murphy.
I know he's never done a voice.
Never
in
done a
anybody's show.
voice.
But
Not on Limo Talk. Not on the Dan Romano show.
He was so into our show that he listened to our talk about the Amityville Horror House and decided he was going to be part of the show by doing a character. I thought that was really cool. He's really interacting with the show, as people should.
He's getting married here. You know that, right?
He's in here?
Yeah. Well,
not in the studio.
From what I heard, he called in the other night.
Yeah.
I guess Knock 'em Dead got to him, and I think they want to. One of the guys is going to perform the marriage here. I originally was.
By the way, which one of the guys?
I don't know. It's a comedian. It might be Belanger. Might be doing it. Steve Belanger.
Someone who's an ordained minister.
Yeah, somebody
Okay.
who's an ordained minister. So supposedly he was supposed to have it at the Huntington Courthouse, and then we were all going to go hang out at Denny's. I was making plans on. He's having it at Denny's. He
Yeah,
likes breakfast.
that's what he likes.
That's what he likes.
Who doesn't love breakfast?
He loves breakfast. He wanted to
Which
go to
Denny's?
He wanted to go to Denny's. Can somebody pour
Deer
me
Park?
a beer? This is a beer
It's right
show.
there next to you.
Gave you a whole fucking beer.
Oh, did you?
It's a whole beer
What
for
is
you.
this?
So
it's a chocolate coffee stout that I would never drink, so I brought it for you.
It is a Anchorage Brewing Company from Alaska.
Ooh, I like that.
And it has a lot of chocolate.
fucking not my deal.
Pete, Pete, I have to tell you, I love him. You know I love Michael beyond belief. I just think you're funny, you're witty, you're good at what you do, and you should don't stop doing this. Don't.
Well, we won't.
Drinking beer, 'cause-
drinking beer and just getting.
We have you here, so
we're getting worldwide now. You know what I mean?
I understand. I want to ask you how, in your opinion, and basically, what you heard from your driver and what you heard from Mark, how that trip went, because that's really why we wanted to have you come in tonight. Besides hanging out and being with us, I want to really find out how that trip went, because it looked like it was a great turnout. They had a great amount of fun.
I thought you meant like the trip with just that one.
No, the other half, the bus tour.
He sold out.
I didn't know what you meant.
Hopscotch.
He was dropping off a passenger. How exciting!
No, not that trip.
Well, to believe it or not, we got on the subject of this. She goes, what's the deal with them? I go, well, when he was working with me and I first restarted the station, I turned to him, I said, come on, let's do a beer show. And he goes, yeah, well, I'm going to do a beer show, but not
That's
with
because I brought
but not
copious amounts of beer on your show.
But not with you. He goes, but not with you. I go, okay. I go, but the deal is I walk in here any fucking time I want. I don't care how big you guys are when you're on Sirius XM and everything else.
Yeah, right.
Which, well, wait a minute.
Holding our breath
I parlayed in. I have lunch on Wednesday with my boys out there in the city, and I'm mentioning you guys.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Because
not too much
You
beer.
going to Chipotle too?
No, we're going to Del Frisco's.
Ooh, Terry wants to go there.
Oh, my God. The
Heard good
steak there
things.
is fantastic. I'm sorry. If I'm not looking at you straight in the eye, I'll tell you the story about that later. One of our Govs Radio's loyal listeners sent me a package.
Or was it their package?
It wasn't their package. They didn't give me their package. Pete.
He didn't look in the one-eyed monster and end up
I
getting
didn't look at a one-eyed monster.
As skewed.
See, now you cut me off my
view
story.
askew. No, you were talking about how you have a meeting with Sirius.
And I want to mention you guys.
Yeah, like I said, there's no beer content on Sirius
At
XM
all.
whatsoever.
At all. That's why I'm hoping like maybe Howard. Well, Jeremy Coleman runs 101.
Well, tell him, whoever you talk to, tell him we do have national guests throughout the day, and we also
my
have
gift to you.
Some celebrities like an Art Man that we can call on if we need some major firepower.
What was
we'll
I
say.
saying before Sirius XM? We're talking about hopscotch.
Yeah, the hopscotch. Wait.
Listen, my first.
Quick. Yeah.
Whoever's on the phone, it's the Wort with Mike and Pete. We'll get to you in a second, or maybe 2 minutes.
No, make it quick.
All right.
Good.
No,
or we could take the person's call. And
yeah,
then,
take the person's
All right, because
call.
I really do want to hear about this trip.
All
So
right.
this is the word Mike at PeteGubsRadio.com. Who do we got on the phone?
This is the brunette.
Hey, thanks a lot for calling in. We appreciate you calling
the
in.
brunette?
The brunette is on Instagram, so go on Instagram now. I know this is Anthony Graz today, host of the Limo Talk podcast here on GubsRadio.com.
Hi, my name is Graz, brunette.
Nice to meet you, Graz.
Nice to meet you.
B-R-E-W.
I haven't been doing very well with women listeners on the
God.
on the
So
Wort
maybe
with
we
Mike
turn
and
the
Pete.
corner tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to turn the corner with you tonight. I'm in a fairly good mood, and I'd like to get to know about the brunette. So
Yes.
where are you on Instagram, brunette?
So it's the brunette, BREWNETTE, the brunette. And she's located out in San Diego, California. So coast to coast here on the Wort.
Can we get off on a good foot?
We could. What would you like to ask?
The
ask her?
Padres suck ass.
Are you a Padres fan?
No, I'm not a California native.
Oh.
All right, so I have the brunette here on Instagram.
The brunette with an underscore at the end, correct?
No
underscore.
The-
She's
the
the original.
brunette.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, good God.
The one and only.
There we go.
Why
Okay.
can't I find her?
Why was I looking at the wrong? Okay.
You can find her. She's on there.
How fucking irritating is that?
Don't
Someone just
forget
puts an
the-
underscore at the end of it, and now it's.
I have the brew babe,
Tell
which
me
is
about it.
Michelle.
No.
we don't talk about
Tell
that.
me about it. It's the brunette. Don't forget the.
No underscore. Don't screw that
No
up.
underscore.
Because that person is someone else. That's Emma, and your name is not Emma.
That is not me.
No, it's not.
Are you in a black bikini with a girlfriend?
No, that's not her. That's someone else.
It says it has hashtag. Look, I'm not. Look,
That's a
the
hashtag.
brunette. Look.
No, but that's the hashtag.
Well, that's a hashtag.
All right, I'm sorry.
That's not an account.
All right, I'm
there's
trying
the
hard
brunette.
on this Instagram thing. I can't find her.
Yeah.
Brunettes and brews.
Oh, the brunette
on
here.
tap.
Oh, wait, hold on.
The PA brunette.
Oh, the PA brunette we know.
Brunette tap room.
We've heard from her.
I just see a brunette with a tree in the middle of a sunshine. Is that you?
No, she's sitting.
Underscore brunette underscore.
She's sitting at a table enjoying a nice, looks like a stout.
Why am I
Yeah,
having...
those are up there with my favorites. Those and Belgians.
Ooh, there you go.
Now we're talking.
All right, so you are located in one of the hottest spots of craft beer in America. There are more craft breweries per square mile.
And a lot of homeless people, too.
As
huh?
well, yes, unfortunately. In San Diego. He knows so much stuff, but he's right. I've been out to San Diego. There's a lot of homeless, but there's also a hell of a lot of breweries. So give me a quick rundown.
That's why I'm here, Pete, to make you chuckle.
Yeah, to make Pete laugh. I don't make him laugh enough, but you do.
Oh, wait a minute. The brunette.
Yes.
I'm following her.
Yes, you are.
On a quest to visit all the breweries in San Diego.
There you go.
San Diego,
You got
California. Untapped. Doc Knox. Big fan of the Padres. They suck. No.
Nope.
Nope, she already said that. Listen, so she's on a quest to visit all the San Diego breweries, just like Pete and I are on a quest to visit all the entire state breweries.
How many you got to go, by the way?
Do you know how many breweries you have within your
Okay.
city limits?
You guys, I am in the craft beer mecca here.
Mm-hmm.
Last I checked, there are at least 175 breweries. And then if you add all their tasting rooms, it's over 200
Jesus
out
Christ.
here.
How many have you been to?
I'm at approximately 97 right now.
You're
Wow,
an
you know that pretty.
You're officially a beer alcoholic.
Good for you.
Welcome to the show. We should just start calling it alcoholics on the phone. That's what we should call it.
We're in good company.
That is a lot of breweries. And how close? Let me just. This is an easy example. How close is the nearest brewery to you?
To me,
Yes.
a mile.
Where you
A mile?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I
Yeah.
would be fucking living there.
I know.
They'd have a section where people would
Graz
come and
section.
say, "Just hug me." I'd buy them a beer. just say hi to me.
Yeah. Please say hi as you pass by, and I will buy you an alcohol drink.
Yeah, really.
See, that's ridiculous. Now, we have some local breweries in our towns, but then the next one is not until 5-6 miles away, right?
So that's what I was just Googling. So the population of San Diego is approximately the population of Long Island. Obviously, a little more condensed.
A little bit, yep.
How many do we have here?
Well, there's 1.4 million people in San Diego. So
Yes.
between Nassau and Suffolk,
Yeah, roughly.
like 1.2, 1.3.
Yeah,
so.
and so we have what in Nassau and Suffolk we probably have, I'm going to say
Like 50.
50. You have 100.
Total?
Yeah.
You
You
have
have
Y'all need to
catch up.
175
Oh my God.
in that same radial area.
We got to go
Y'all
there.
gotta catch up.
Listen, let me ask you something. How many? If we want to do the traveling Wort and Mike and Pete show, and then with special guest
Anthony Graz.
Anthony Graz, so the three of us
That's you, yeah.
get to come and hang out. How many could we hit in a day without me getting the loopies?
if we were to take an
Two.
Uber,
Yeah. Well, no, not even Uber. Yeah. What's with you and Uber? Why
Yeah.
are you always talking about the competition?
If we can take a Gotham Gold limousine
GothamGoldGraz.com.
yes. Okay, so if we could do that, how many do you think we could hit in a day?
It depends on if you're trying
and
to
again,
hit, like,
our
have, like,
livers
one-
are already like on the way to cirrhosis.
Yes.
So
Absolutely. You gotta see their,
that's
you
not
gotta
a
see their
factor.
skin. They got pimples all over them.
That's true.
I have confidence with your livers. You could do 10 breweries in a day.
Ooh, that's more than we could probably hit up if we go into Brooklyn or Queens, because that would take 5 or 6.
they
of the
start
week.
serving at 10 in the morning.
Okay.
Where in San Diego?
There's-
No,
What time do you serve, Brunette, in San Diego?
What time do they start?
Yeah. What time they open?
Most of them probably like 11.
What time do they close?
Any day I can start drinking before noon.
On a
is-
weekend?
Yeah.
On a
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime
and
I
then
can start
most of them
drinking
are
before
gonna
noon
close-
is a good day.
Yeah.
That's a win.
Most of them are going to close by midnight.
Wow.
But there's,
Oh,
there's
well,
one
that's late.
road.
Okay.
There's one road here. It's called Miramar Road. They
Mm-hmm.
named it Miramar because there's at least 30 breweries on this one road.
What?
So what?
Yeah.
Here's
whoa.
hold on. I have a question.
Wait,
before that.
go ahead. You're the
Okay,
host.
Let P.
What is the bar scene like? So that's some of one of the some of the feedback we've gotten from some of these brewery owners of why they're not open later hours, longer hours, why they don't have a kitchen is because they don't want to piss off their potential customers that the bar owners, the beer distributors. So what's the beer
The
bar
relationship
scene like?
Yeah, the relationship between the breweries and the bars.
I couldn't tell you. I don't frequent bars quite as much.
Right.
I think that sells.
And-
I think it
and
says it all right there.
There it is. So
I just love breweries.
right. So let me. So if this is the situation where the breweries are on Main Street, they're open late night. Do they really even need to distribute into the bars or locally at all?
They definitely do. You can find local breweries everywhere, or beers at bars everywhere, and it's
Okay.
fantastic. I will say that most of the breweries, like off the top of my head, aren't really close to where most of your bars are. So like downtown is like tons of bars and things, and there's only a few breweries down there.
Because the rent is higher.
Yeah.
Now, are they mixing in the breweries? Are they selling that beer on tap to the bars within the town?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
all
actually
over.
distributing to the bars. So if in fact you wanted more of like a nightclub scene as opposed to a brewery scene, then you go
to the bars,
but you could still
but
enjoy.
You can still enjoy the beer.
That's correct.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Definitely.
So it still works.
So we could do 20 in a weekend, correct?
Jesus Christ, we could do more than that.
Oh yeah.
All right. So when's the next big convention out? We want to go.
Well,
we want to go to Colorado, right?
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we want to go to Colorado. I'm coming to those tournaments.
You're going instead of me.
To one of them.
No, it's a weekend.
Oh,
It's
well,
like
you
a
gotta
4-day
go,
event.
Pete. You have to.
I
because
know.
As your
Listen,
as your popularity gets more and more, Pete, you got to come out to these things.
Brunette, here's the deal. We got
You have
into the communication networking thing a little too late for this year's GABF. So next year we have some connections and contacts that we can talk to and possibly even get a booth and broadcast live from GABF next year. But we have to try to convince Pete to be part of it. He is half of the show.
Yeah.
And he's
what
like
is- what-
diehard, like, nah, I don't think so.
What is there to convince? What do you mean?
Leaving my wife with 3 kids and a dog and a full-time job.
I do it all the time.
You see?
It's called a midlife crisis.
Right.
I just got 20 years on you.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm not in the midlife crisis
How old
yet.
are you?
38.
All right, and I'm
Right?
53. And I'm
Yeah.
53.
Yeah.
In 15 years, there's going to be a lot of things that are going to shrivel up. Trust me.
And then there's no holding you back.
And there's no holding you back. By the time 53, you sit there and you go, I got to get out of the house.
No,
when the dog is barking and shitting all over the backyard and the 3 kids are yelling at your wife, you want to get out of the house.
He
And
wants
that's
to get
why
out of
I'm
the-
here.
he
And you
wants to
call
get out of
her,
the house
and you
now.
call her and you go, hello, honey, how are you? Oh, I'm fine. I'm on my 7th beer tour.
At
I'm
the GABF.
I'm just having some chicken wings with the brunette.
God, I'd
and
come
I'll
home
be-
to an empty fucking house.
And I'll be home on Sunday night. Say hello to the kids. Kiss the dog for me.
Listen, it's only an extended weekend. It's you'd fly out Thursday, do Friday, Saturday, and come back Sunday. It's really not that bad.
And think of
You'd
you.
Go ahead.
Listen,
Oh,
you
she's
think-
gonna give you some advice. Go ahead.
I think you just got to get your priorities straight here.
She got you on that one.
Fuck those kids.
Yeah. Fuck the kids, fuck the wife, fuck the responsibility, and just go out. It's a once in a lifetime thing, just like we talked about this past weekend. So, by the way, Pete's brother was over in Munich at
See, now-
Oktoberfest.
Now that's different. Speaking of midlife crisis, my
Yes.
brother is making the most of his midlife crisis,
As I
and
would
I
too.
applaud him for it.
My buddies from Valley Stream North, about 3 or 4 of them went there this weekend. They
Yeah.
were shown. John from the Library Cafe.
Oh, he
John,
went?
John
Yeah.
Boy went. He
All
goes every year. He says it's the greatest thing going.
Ever.
My brother hit 40. His first dog died, and his wife left him within the span of 6 months.
Holy shit.
So he deserves to go to my life by comparison.
Is this recently?
Pretty good. This was last year.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Damn.
He deserves to go do whatever the
Yes,
fuck he wants to do.
exactly.
He could deserve.
my life by comparison. Pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't need to make it worse.
But I want to make it.
Guy dog.
I just want. I know.
Third
beautiful
kid's
wife.
coming.
Beautiful wife. Third kid's coming. I get it, but you're also a national. You're becoming a national figure. It's the Wort with Mike and Pete. It's not the
National
Wort with
figure.
Graz and Mike. It's the Wort
thank
with Mike
goodness
and
for
Pete.
that.
And we've
Shut up, Pete.
I've already
Fuck
substituted
off.
you into one of the biggest beer fests in the East Coast. We had to
Well,
sub
this
you
year
out.
I can fucking go.
I know, and we're going. Trust me. I'll
My wife
talk-
doesn't fucking ham it up and takes another trip to the hospital.
She better not.
What's the 3
Rub
big
some
ones?
dirt
May I
on.
ask? What's the 3 big?
Well, I'm going to say GABF is the biggest one in the nation.
Which is
Yes.
when is that?
That was this
Now.
weekend.
And where is that?
It's in
Denver.
Colorado.
Okay, that's the one that we've been offered. Who offered somebody?
We have people in contact.
Okay,
yes,
so
yeah.
that's one.
Yeah.
I'm going to that one.
Yes.
Correct. Okay.
Yes. One of the other ones that I really like to hit on this East Coast, besides the one that we went to in Jersey, is the Seaport up in Boston.
And we want to hit this lady too, the brunette.
Well,
Sandy-
that's what I'm about to
When
ask.
you
her. So-
say hit her,
Yeah,
you're
it's-
not talking about physical violence.
No, the words. Could you get? Could
hit
you
her
do the,
up with
Could you do
some
the
information.
disclaimer, please?
No, I don't have any of that.
That's not nice. You are rude when it comes to that. Why would I want to hit a woman? I just. Yes.
All
Well,
right, so here's my question. So we know about our East Coast. We know about the Midwest and the biggest one in America. What about the biggest one on the West Coast?
Well, there is a different beer festival here, like every weekend, it feels like. But if you want to get the biggest one in San Diego, I would highly recommend the San Diego International Beer Festival.
Are you on?
which
Are
takes-
you on Instagram right now?
At the moment, no.
All right, well, go on.
But she's-
go on. I want you to
you're
follow me back, and I want you to send me that because
Oh,
I
I
want to.
will.
I want to go to that one.
San Diego.
I want to go to San
It's
Diego.
a-
San Diego's the best.
It is. It's gorgeous out here. We got craft beer everywhere, and the weather's fantastic. You can't beat it. But that beer festival is June, Father's Day weekend.
Father's Day weekend.
Again.
Can't
No. This is our time to shine,
He is
Peter.
right. It is Father's Day.
We
You have
get.
it- you
we
have
get.
it-
Do
you
you get any other time to dictate what you want to do?
Go for 2 days.
Let me tell you, it's
Yeah.
the one weekend a month,
Yeah.
one weekend a year where everyone where I matter.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Fuck
I
off.
want to
I'm-
be
I'm-
there
I'm
for
gonna
that
ma-
one weekend.
No, you don't.
Where everyone has
I don't need
care
to be. I don't need
about
to be
me on a
handshaked
personal
and
level.
kissed. I'm kissed enough throughout the year. I don't need a day to be kissed more. I really don't. What is it? San Diego. By the way.
Pete, I got a cut on my lip, and you're making it bleed.
Oh boy. What was it? San Diego just International Beer Fest, or what was it? What was the?
Yes. Yep. That's exactly right.
International. I'm just looking it up just to see if we can find a.
Hey, Brunette, can I ask a
contact.
couple of questions?
Yeah, go ahead while I'm looking this up.
Shoot.
Who's the part of my French piece of Nice piece of. Never mind. I can't say it.
Yeah.
I want to be nice.
Who's the attractive young lady?
Who's the
in
attractive
photograph?
young lady in the photograph to the right of you, the blonde?
Oh, that is my oldest friend from high school. Her name is Kayla.
Oh, I'm available for a small fee.
She's 22. You're 52.
I'm 53.
You're
Married,
53,
4
sorry,
kids.
yeah. Married with
I'm
4
my
kids.
second wife, but I'm available for a small
Well,
fee.
you're looking for the next.
I do.
The next X, right?
I do. What do they call those? Appearances.
Yes, I do appearances. I do signings.
I do signings. Yes, all over her boobs.
That's interesting. I want to take a look at that because I'm really looking for a good West Coast. We have some friends out on the West Coast, and I have one of the biggest celebrities in the beer world, Mr. Art Mann, who definitely would join us and is looking to collaborate on a show over on the West Coast. So
Did
if
you
we can
hear what
make
he
it
just
happen.
said? Repeat that again. Right, time out.
How
Repeat
many
it.
hours of technical?
Yeah, he'll just talk my ear off about tech stuff, but that's fine. I'll sacrifice that if I can get him and his cameraman
What's
in
his
there
name?
to do a Art Mann.
Art Mann.
Does he know? Does Pete know who he is?
Yeah.
So you're saying we can get Art Mann?
I can get Art Mann to call the show right now if I wanted to.
We had the worst.
I'll talk to Art Mann.
No, not right now. I mean, we have the brunette on.
He was
She's more important
exaggerating.
right now.
We had the worst interview with a local brewer when Art Mann called in.
Yes.
And we
remember
had
that. I
poor
remember
Brian from Barnshed
Yes.
Brewing just sitting here like, why am I here? Mike's fanboying his
Oh,
fucking
beyond
pants.
the Not anymore though. Now Art and I we talk privately, and
now
it's
you're-
actually pretty
you know,
cool.
Now you're a widely,
now he's my
now you're
buddy.
a widely regarded.
Well, now he's
the
my
Wort
buddy.
with Mike and Pete on the Hopped Up Network.
So Art Mann was the host of Wild On with Brooke Burke on the E Channel for
Now that was a
quite a
piece of
long
ass.
time. Yeah,
Now that's a
and
piece of ass,
and
Brooke
he's
Burke.
had a number of people on his own podcast out there on the West Coast. But he really goes to these beer festivals now. He does like the SantaCons. He does like these crazy backwoods like truck hauls and stuff. But his job is to really go out and just interview drunk people. And I told him if there was ever a West Coast brew, I guess, a festival or a beer festival, he should come. We'll broadcast live from it, and then he can do his video part of it, and we'll make it part of the Hopped Up Network. That'd be a really cool, collaboration.
Hell yeah.
So San Diego International Beer Festival is a good one. We'll look that up and take a look at it. Is there anything else up and down the West Coast over there that people flock to, or a place that people go all the time?
What's the place with the Mumford Brewing Company? You buy
That's
that?
up in LA. That's up in LA.
That's up north.
You were there, right?
I was there. So also
January
I will
11th,
post-
2018.
Wait, you don't
I'm
have to-
stalking her.
All you have to do is read the
Really
date on
bad, I
Instagram.
post.
Relax. It's not that big of a deal. How was that? Mumford was
Being
good?
Interrogated. Yeah. I don't remember it being like fantastic,
Mhm.
but I don't remember it being bad. So it's probably like middle of the road. Wasn't bad.
What's your favorite local place?
So that's a really hard question to answer. But
Now, God damn it!
Is Thorn Brewing local for you?
It is local. Yeah.
How they?
That's a good one. Really good one. Not my favorite.
Okay.
So
Don't
back
tell 'em.
to
We won't tell 'em
the
if you don't
answer.
tell 'em.
Yeah. You're trying to jump at the answer? Yeah.
Probably my top favorite brewery here is called the Lost Abbey.
Belgian, you said, right?
Yes, you've heard of them. Yes.
I have. Well, I mean, Abbey style.
If you're a Belgian
what is it-
fan,
what
you
is-
know
yeah,
Lost
exactly.
Abbey. Yeah.
What's your favorite
Exactly.
Belgian style, if you had to pick one?
The quad.
She likes a good 11% or
Yeah,
just
seriously. I think I've only
sipping
had
on
one. I think the only quad I've had is Omegang. I apparently have been saying.
No,
it wrong
you've had the Nightmare quad. We had it in here.
What's the APR on this
but
one?
it wasn't a quad. It wasn't a quad.
13.8% variable rate.
Uh-huh.
Brunette, I call it an APR because I'm the
72
novice.
months.
I'm novice. What's the APR on this thing?
That one, 7.2, I think.
It's
Maybe
an Expel Oat Stout Ale from who? Who's Expel?
Anchorage Brewery.
Oh, Anchorage Brewery, right?
Do you get a lot of those Anchorage breweries down by you distributed in San Diego?
Yeah, I've definitely seen those down here.
Yeah, they're all over the place now, and we have one here that Graz is drinking that he was like, what is that?
Chocolate. It's like a chocolate stout from Anchorage Brewing. It's
Mhm.
got like a 7.2 APR.
Yeah, you were right
Brunette.
there when you asked
Very
for
expensive.
Is it expensive?
No.
I don't know. With 7.8%,
Pete, I can't stand your
The
humor
APR.
anymore. It's
Yeah,
just become
it's
very dull.
terrible.
It's become dulling to me.
I
It's
don't
dulling
blame
me
you.
out.
You're
Holy
numbing
Christ.
out.
Can't argue with
Wait,
that.
she didn't say what her. Did you say what your favorite was?
Quad.
Did I miss that?
The
Lost
Abbey
Abbey,
is my
okay.
favorite brewery, and probably they have a quad there. It's called the Judgment Day, and they have
like the name.
notes of raisins in it, and it's fantastic.
So
separates the men from the boys on that one.
Was from Amagang.
Yep.
3 philosophers, and the description of the beer is a beer made for quiet contemplation. And I quietly contemplated it, and I loudly did not like it. And
oh, you didn't like it?
I don't like it. I think that's the only thing I've had from them that I don't like.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's great for you to just be on a positive. Just tell them what you don't like.
Yeah.
Everything else
has been delicious.
Besides the fact that you're not coming for Father's Day because you can't get out of the fucking house because you can't cut the
Because I want to see my fucking kids for
because you
Father's
can't
Day.
cut the umbilical cord for a top-rated
I
beer
like my
show.
kids.
It's the Wort with Graz and
Can you
Pete.
imagine? Do you see how many people were at GABF? Bruna, have you ever been out to GABF? I mean, it's a little.
I have not.
What is your first name, by the way?
Yeah,
Refer to my Instagram handle is uncomfortable for me.
I'm Laura.
Laura.
Hi,
Have you ever
Laura.
been to GABF, Laura?
Hi.
No.
Laura, I'm Graz. The guy that's dulling you out, that's Pete, and the host is
correct.
Mike.
No, both of us are hosts, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
and
I'm
that's
sorry.
Anthony, not Graz. If you were going by first name basis.
Oh, here we go.
There you go.
Anthony.
Yeah, see.
Okay.
Not a New Yorker at all. So we have not been out there, but we kind of watched as people were posting stuff and doing live videos all weekend. And it's one of those places where you can get so much exposure for your brand, for your thing, whatever it is. And that's really my only concern is get the exposure out there for multiple people all over the country. You got breweries from 50, 60 different, I won't say 50 states, but 60 different locations.
Maybe even
60 states?
Maybe even 55 states.
If we count
If
Canada.
we're counting territories.
And Mexico. They're part of the
Laura.
Yes.
Laura,
I'm not Laura.
Gina Kajemi Coffin, who's our sales girl here at govsradio.com, who's fantastic at what she does. Have you been to Naja's place in Redondo Beach? They have 100+ taps, one of the first craft beer bars in L.A.
It's L.A.
I have not. It's called Naja's.
It's called Naja's, Najas. Sounds like one of those.
Naja, not going to work here anymore.
Yeah, Naja going to work. Well, I was going to say something else. I was going to go.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? In the camp business, they have 770.
Oh, you got Pete on that one. That's why we bring you in. You just get Pete.
And they have Gina said that.
Yeah, there it is.
Terrible. They have 777 imported bottles. Wow, that's a lot. So that's almost 1,000 beers.
That's ridiculous.
There. That's a lot.
Yeah, that
we
is
like
a-
Gina Kajemi Coffin. She's full of information. Can you get some sponsors for me, please? Limo
What's everybody drinking right now?
So we are right
that's a
now.
problem.
What's the problem? What we're drinking? No, this is still beer in here. So, like we said, Anthony's drinking the Anchorage
Can I
Expel.
have something different? In a
minute.
I'm done.
All right, in a minute.
All right.
We are drinking. You can finish this one off. This is we're
Did you
drinking
put your
a.
mouth on it. Where's your mouth been?
Hold on. No, we've been pouring into our glasses.
we gonna have
So
one more?
Good.
This is a brewery called Nightmare. It's a right now a nomadic brewing company. Started by a defunct brewer from Sand City over here on.
Defunct? Is that really the word you're
No,
going for?
he just kind of separated himself from the brewery, and
Former.
then started
I think
his own.
former would have worked. Other
Sure.
Than defunct.
No, we're not trying to offend anybody. I'm just saying it's just he's not there
Hey, Billy,
anymore.
you're fucking defunct, Billy.
I think he'll be fine with that. He'd be like, "Can you come up with something a little more metal than defunct?"
Your Facebook followers who you fail to acknowledge at all.
By
Don't
the way,
care.
Bruno
that guy
Capolo,
trying to relate
hashtag
to
craft
a
beer.
shy
Yeah,
4-year-old, hilarious.
Yes, absolutely.
Be nice.
Just
to
the mohawk and everything. So anyway, if you look up Laura Nightmare Brewing Company, they do some crazy can art, and all of it's based upon like murderous ideas and stuff that happened in different places. So he's done a lot of collaborations.
Billy obviously had a troubled childhood.
He sure did, but he loves his mother. So he goes around. Actually, he was out to California about a month and a half ago and started looking at actually moving out there and starting his brewery out there by you guys. But said that he will continue to distribute at the 12% distribution company, and we would still be able to get it out here on the West Coast and on the East Coast. And what he does is like these really ridiculously over alcohol level beers. And so the one we're drinking right now is called Flayed. It's an Imperial Oak India IPA with a 9.6, and it's starting to get us a little drunk. So go ahead and pass that to Graz today. He can finish that off.
Perfect.
We've also
Cheers,
drank some of our local breweries.
What
so
is
we
this?
Had,
It's like the after spit.
Guy,
can't
we
even-
just poured it into cups.
Dude, look at what's left. You can't even get a fucking half a gulp out of that shit. Come
It's
on, man.
It's 9.6.
Who cares? I like a 13.7.
I don't have a full one, so deal with it. So then we also
my
have
God, he's being
North
beer- he's
Fork
being
Brewing
beer
Company
stingy
out
to me.
on Long Island, and we also have Barrage, who actually just won a silver medal for their Belgian Strong Ale at GABF. So he's been doing some really
Conquer,
great
then
stuff.
divide.
Yes, Conquer and Divide, and it's been great. So
Conquer, then divide.
It's then? Oh.
I'm done. Can I have
Good for
something
you.
else?
Yes, we're going to
All right, what,
Why are you getting mad at me?
I'm not mad.
Captain Lawrence
Yeah.
or Long Beach?
I want to do Long Beach.
Long Beach.
We're about to drink an alt beer, so we like our German styles, Laura, and Pete and I like Oktoberfest. We like alt beers. We like good dark lagers,
Doubles, Doppelbox.
Yes,
My
Box are good.
box.
My box are good. Yep. So we're really into those German style beers, Belgian style beers, all that stuff. What about you? What's your favorite?
Favorite? Favorites are going to be stouts and Belgians.
Oh, okay.
They're up there.
So you like the darker beer?
Right. I do. Right now, I'll tell you what I'm drinking. If you have looked at my Instagram, you will notice I am a white female,
Uh-huh.
and therefore I am genetically
Congratulations.
predisposed to liking pumpkin.
Ah.
Do you rim or no rim?
No rim.
No rim. Okay. All right. At least
Fine.
you got that going for you.
I have a
But right
question.
now-
A customer- somebody's
Yeah.
asking me a question.
Yes. Shoot.
Hey, what's the name of that whiskey tasting bar you told me about that Mike O'Toole talked about?
Whiskey
Client.
tasting bar.
Yeah, whiskey tasting bar.
I got to think about that.
Sorry.
Sorry,
yeah.
Laura. You were saying you enjoy a good
A solid pumpkin beer.
A pumpkin beer out
No
in San Diego
sugar
when it's
rim.
warm all the time. How the holidays feel when it's always like 70 degrees and beautiful?
It'll get to 50. It'll cool off a little bit, but
Oh.
No, heaven
I don't.
forbid.
I don't mind it. I'm originally from Iowa, and I don't miss the winters.
I don't
very
blame you.
much at all.
But snow is about Christmas. What about a kid in San Diego who's never sees snow?
Are you a Slipknot fan by any chance, Laura?
Well, they can.
I like my own knot.
They're all right.
They're from Iowa.
Does it rhyme with Sassoon?
Yes. My balloon.
I know where you're going.
The kids here can drive up to Big Bear. It's like 2 hours away, and there's snow up there, and then you come back. It's
Okay.
fine.
All right, so you do have the ability to get somewhere cold really fast, but
Yes.
for the most part, where you are, it's always beautiful.
And not a fan of your hometown band Slipknot.
They're good. Yeah.
Yeah, she likes it. She's like, okay, they're fine. Yeah, lay off.
Sorry,
Pete.
I've been
Jeez.
on a tear.
Yeah, I
like
know.
Slipknot. The new album's great.
You can't stop listening to it, can you?
I can't.
Because there's nothing else new in your genre, is there? What else has come
Kill
out?
Switch Engage had a new album. Tool had a new album.
Tool had a new album. I did listen to some of that. That wasn't bad. But
Speaking of Tool, could
Yeah.
you pour me a drink, please?
yeah, it's right
Yeah,
here.
do you have another cup?
I do. Yeah, I'm sorry. You
Yeah, yeah.
pointed at it and I didn't. I was busy
Because you
interviewing
don't
our
really care
on-air
about
guest.
me at all. I am just a worthless piece of pimple. I'm okay.
I don't
with
know
it.
what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either.
Laura, if you could drink any beer outside of your area, if you had the ability to drink a beer, outside the San Diego area, what beer would you go to?
You guys, you're gonna roll your eyes at me right now. But
Is it going to be like Sam Adams or Budweiser,
No.
Bud Light?
No.
All right, so that one.
I mean, Yingling is not a bad beer that you can find in the South,
Okay.
But right now, because it is, the fall, and I like pumpkin, I'm missing Pumpkin by Southern Tier, and that's out of New York. But they don't have it out here. I can't find it anywhere.
Really? We have plenty of it out here. I mean, it is just overflowing our shelves with pumpkin. In fact, by the way, Graz, you were there when we were at the Heckscher State Park Craft Beer Festival in the summer. We actually had the representative from Southern Tier give us a pumpkin that just came out the week before.
Yes.
It was a very fresh pumpkin.
In August.
In August.
And it was-
it just
and it
rolled
was
off the
good,
line.
too.
It was
I
really
swear to God,
good.
it was really good.
It was so fresh.
Okay.
The only thing that annoys me more than seeing Christmas decorations on November 1st is seeing fucking
Pumpkin in August.
beers
Yeah, but you have to-
pre-Labor Day.
But why is that? Why?
Because it's not the fucking season.
Yeah, but people are getting to the point now
well,
where they
fuck
want...
them, those fucking people.
Fuck those fucking fucks.
I feel like I'm in the twilight zone with you.
Why?
You don't want. He's not talking to me. And
He's
you,
set in his ways. You can't talk
yeah,
him
but
out of
you
it.
have to change a little bit, Peter.
It's fine. No, I love Sam Oktoberfest. I don't want to drink it in the middle of August.
No, I don't think anyone does, but they have to brew
But
it.
it's there.
But women like it. Women like it. Women want to drink it in
Don't
August.
make me
Women want to rub it all over them instead of oil on the beach.
Nobody
They wanna have a
wants to
beer.
do that.
They want to put a little pumpkin beer on them.
Well, I
It's
do
a better tan.
Well, listen, we all
You get a
have.
beer brings you a better tan. That's
Can I
what
just
I've
tell you?
heard.
Yes, no, that's not true. Can we all just agree, since we all have relatively facial hair, that when you do drink a pumpkin beer with the rim, it does taste really nice?
Oh yeah,
on the
aftertaste
flavor
all over the-
savers.
Oh, the aftertaste is the best thing in the house.
Like I just licked
There's
it
a
off
couple
my
other
little.
things I can tell you that leaves a great
Right, it's
aftertaste.
perfect. So the flavor saver right here underneath my bottom lip is the. See, she loves it. She's.
I'm telling you that right now.
I wish
Get a
they
little
all could
taste
be
on
California
that.
girls.
Gotta love those Italian girls too, and the Jewish ones too. We love them.
3 cheers to Laura. She's apparently not easily offended.
No, not at all. I do like.
And
I hope we didn't
appreciate
offend
that.
you at all.
Not at all. She's hanging in there tight.
But I
She's
tell you,
per-
the mustache is the best thing for a flavor saver. In
It
the
sure
world.
is. And if I got my cinnamon
My goodness.
sugar,
Especially don't like
sitting
the
in the top of my mustache,
Yeah.
here, it's fantastic.
And there's other things that's sitting there if you didn't
Yeah,
shower.
we got it. We just want to hammer it into the wall a little further.
Well, if
we
you don't
got
shower,
it.
it's the best thing.
Where's
in the
that
world
dead
the next day.
horse?
Where's that music I was going to cue up? I got to drown him out real quick.
The next day, you're like, ooh, that smells good. Never mind. Jesus Christ.
That means you don't shower. What are you doing?
Yeah, did you not bathe?
You bathe before, you don't bathe after.
Thank you very much,
Yeah,
Laura.
you do. Well, you wait until she leaves the house, then you bathe. She might be there for 48 hours. You're not going to be bathing. You're going to be sitting there in front of the fucking TV watching movies, snorting and going, hello.
What is that? No one's doing any of that.
I don't know. It's a Scarface
California
scene.
does a lot
It's
things a lot
Scarface
differently.
scene. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think
You
so.
do you, Anthony. You
Yeah.
do you.
And I like that you called him by his first name. That made our night. Thank you very much.
Man,
you're my new friend, the brunette. I love her. She's the best.
She is awesome. So you do like the pumpkin. You do like the pumpkin. Let's throw this out there. If you have something that is canned and you could send our way, let's do a little beer trade.
Yeah, what Laura, what can we trade you
Okay.
for a 6-pack of pumpkin or
We can
something
find
else?
that literally at
And a
like
picture
a
of me in a
bodega.
thong.
Stop
We
and
can get
shop.
it at a bodega here. Like it's 7-Eleven has pumpkin. It's how readily available it is.
And as an added bonus, you're going to get me in a pair of spandex with nips.
No, we're not going to do that.
All right.
No,
all right.
we're not
That's
gonna
I mean,
do
if it's going to get us another beer.
I don't think I want to open that.
Well, maybe
Shut up. Yes, you would. It's a bonus pack.
she gets the bonus
It's
stickers.
the bonus pack. Trust me.
They're decals. They're lick and stick.
Oh,
Or would you rather scratch and sniff?
good Lord.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
All right. So what do you think that you would send? Like, if we say send you pumpkin, what do you think that you would think we would love if you sent it over here to the East Coast?
Oh, man. You want cans.
Quad, right?
Yeah, only because cans are easy to
Shipping.
ship. Yeah.
Right, right. Well, that's the problem is I don't think Lost Abbey puts any of their stuff in cans.
Ah.
All right, so get us something that you think is just as good.
Well, I mean, if you bubble wrap a bottle or two, we wouldn't be privy.
Trust me, there's a lot of things you could bubble
yeah,
wrap
I mean,
in the mail.
I could absolutely do that. That's not a problem. Just bubble
All right.
wrap.
Well, what would, like off the top of your head, what would you pick? Like right off the bat, like if you had to, feet to the
Good
fire.
representation of the San Diego scene.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was going with.
Okay. So that's the thing is like Lost Abbey is not a representation of the San Diego beer scene because out here, like you guys know, it's that West Coast IPA. It's like heavy.
That's a
hop
hard pass,
stuff.
Laura.
Yeah, as Pete said earlier in the night, Pete is not all about the West Coast.
Is that something that you're into, that piney, resiny?
No, actually, I
I
love
can't
the
fucking
New
stand
England,
it.
the hazy IPA. That's what I like.
Yeah,
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like this. What is
Man,
this?
I could.
What is this?
Laura sounds like someone I'd enjoy drinking with.
Yes. Yeah. Because she would get
Belgians
all
and
the
New England
jokes.
IPAs.
and she,
Not easily offended.
and not easily offended, and she would enjoy every beer that we would try to, buy and rounds and stuff that we get.
We're drinking from Long Beach. Our friends over at Long Beach Brewing Company. We're drinking their alt beer. It was their first beer they brewed in their own
This
brew
is
house.
tasty.
It's
Yeah.
really goddamn good.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's malty
Sounds
and
wonderful.
delicious.
Yeah, we love the maltiness.
I like maltiness. I don't like fucking what were you talking about before? You wanted honey jack sauce or whatever you were talking. You like the sauce. The
Boom
things on the
sauce.
pancakes,
Boom
the things on
sauce?
the pancakes.
Maple syrup.
Oh God.
Laura, what are your feelings on maple syrup?
On pancakes and waffles, it's great.
Yeah,
Not
there you
in
go.
beer,
See?
correct. You don't put maple syrup in beer.
I mean, I think you put it on everything.
No. No,
Yes.
you don't.
Now I'm gonna have to try it on my Chipotle.
All right, you know what? I'll
Well,
make you.
I wanna go
You
back to
find
her-
me I'll find you a chalk. I'll find you a thing that you don't like, and maybe that you might like, and I'll get something that in that area.
Okay.
And you find me something with a maple.
God,
Maple
there
syrup.
There isn't enough out there right now that
No.
you
You
could
know what?
probably choose from.
You know what? I got one for you. I got
Okay.
one. There's this place out here called Pizza Port, and they
Ooh,
have
we know
what's
Pizza
called-
Port. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
don't.
have the
I do.
bacon and egg stout, which has maple in it, and it's fucking fantastic.
All right, I will
Yes.
drink one of those.
Yes, Pizza Port.
And then what's the thing that you don't like? What's the one that you can't stand? It's
Me?
No, not you, brunette.
Okay.
Laura.
Like,
The,
don't
the
ask
man,
me that.
the Pete. Ugh, good.
Right, that's appropriate.
Which one do you like? Which
No,
one
like
do-
the West Coast IPAs. That's
All right, so she's gonna find you a West Coast IPA
Yeah.
that she likes.
well, she
And
doesn't.
she's gonna say she's gotta have something. You don't like any?
Well,
you
she
don't like
doesn't.
any, Laura?
Oh, no.
Good for you.
Yes.
Oh.
Way to stay strong and not crumble to Grazaday's interrogation.
So forget about it then. You can't even have fun with you.
No, well, I mean, Pizza Port is one of those well-known breweries. People do trade for Pizza Port.
I've never heard of that.
And they've done collaborations all over the country. So you definitely,
yeah.
you definitely have seen it. You'll see it when you go online. You'll take it out.
So you want the bacon and egg stout?
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, I'll eat that.
Now,
drink it.
what would be the other one that you were going to say before that would represent San Diego as a whole?
So again, the typical San Diego beer is going to be that West Coast IPA.
Right.
But aside from that, I'm going to say Belching Beaver. Y'all heard of them?
Yes.
Yep.
They've got one of their best sellers is called the Peanut Butter Stout. Have you had that?
I do love peanut butter.
I do too.
Do you like
Almost as
stout?
much
It's
as my dog.
sweeter. It's sweeter. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but
Okay.
I
on a,
like it.
on a
quite bit.
stout, on a darker beer, I can one or two. Is anything
Yeah,
trending towards
right.
dessert beer
Yeah, you're
territory?
not doing a sixer of it. No.
Right.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But definitely in a mixed pack, like one of the ones that you could kind of enjoy with maybe some cookies or maybe a nice pumpkin spice
That's
donut.
not what a beer is meant for.
Yes.
You know what they do with
Cookies.
it? They serve it as a float, an ice cream float.
Oh.
See that? Yeah, I could fucking get down with that.
Me
Oh,
too.
Yeah.
That I'll
Yeah.
do. If they told me it was an ice cream float, I'll have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like
Yeah.
well, instead of the soda, it's
posted that,
actually beer.
actually.
Yeah.
Did you? You've had that?
Yeah, it's on there. It's on my Instagram. Yeah.
Ooh,
Well, I was told not to stalk you, but I will now.
But now I got to check out.
Now I gotta check it
your
out.
Ice
you
cream
know?
floats.
Just off the
That's
record, you got
crazy.
any bikini pictures?
Grab those empties and put those up
They're
there.
not empty yet.
Those are empty. You said
No,
you
this-
pounded
this
that
one
nightmare.
is.
So
This one's
I just
not.
want to put it up
Fucking
on the
make them
camera so you
Oh
can
my
see.
God, it's like oil.
It's not. It's
Holy
Earl.
Christ.
I brought that down for you because I wasn't gonna drink that.
Ooh, look at
God.
that
I'm gonna
Earl.
spill it.
So
Look at
we're by the
There
way,
it goes.
Laura Anthony is drinking the Expel.
The name is Graz. On Govs Radio, it's Graz.
Govs Radio.
Govs Radio, it's Graz.
Well, you're being
Outside of
really
Govs
good
Radio,
to Laura because she's
I like Laura.
Right,
Laura's
so
a nice
to
person.
her,
I haven't
you're-
said
you're
anything
Anthony right
anything
now, so-
sexist right now.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
you did ask for bikini photos.
You did.
But here, why don't you finish off this alt beer, Mike?
Yes, I will. The alt beer from Long Beach is really good, but what I wanted to say is the Expel from Anchorage. It was really dark, really thick, but very chocolatey,
Even
very
the head
coffee.
is fucking brown.
I'm gonna be hitting. I know I'm gonna be hitting that bathroom
The
around
head is
5:30 in
brown,
the
that's
morning.
Yes,
I'm gonna
it
be
is.
looking at Instagram. Did Mike put the show up yet? I can listen for 20 minutes. I was gonna be sitting on the bowl.
I didn't do
Because of
it.
this crap
I didn't
that
do it
you
on
feed
Instagram
me.
Live tonight.
You
so.
feed me. This is like instant go to the bathroom for
No,
me.
it's not.
Oh, for me it is.
Do you drink coffee at all?
Yes.
So do you
That
go to the
happens to
bathroom
your
right after
bowels
coffee?
at 53?
No. What happens with me with coffee is I get I go fast.
Yeah.
So now with this, I'm noticing I'm going very fast.
Yeah, well,
again.
there's probably a little bit of caffeine in there
Oh, I'm
considering
telling
this
you right
coffee.
now.
man,
That's
for
what I'm
sure.
saying. Around 5:30 in
Some
the
fresh
morning,
ground
when I'm
coffee
looking at
beans.
the brunettes pictures on Instagram, and I'll be sitting there going,
Well, your
like
heart-
my daughter will be waking up. I go, you better go.
Daddy, why is
downstairs
your
and-
heart racing out of your
Go
chest?
downstairs and take a shower, Emma. I don't think you want to be in this bathroom for
That's
another
crazy.
hour.
That's crazy. Laura, a couple last questions here. So if you could travel outside of your area, what brewery would you try to hit up that's, one of your checkoff list, your let's say your bucket list breweries?
I just want to go to Portland, Maine. That whole area I hear is
Allagash.
developing a lot.
You want to hit up Allagash.
Yeah.
So now, if we were having Allagash and Allagash was having a big festival, would you go?
That I may leave my kids for.
Oh, so now there you go, Mike. You
Yeah,
got
but it's
him
not going to
committed.
be the biggest one in the country.
So what?
I want to go to GABF.
Well, we're going.
Actually, no. My wife and I went to Portland a few years ago.
Why don't you bring your wife and your wife?
If his wife, if it's Christina's idea, Terry will go.
So I'll make it Christina's idea.
Yeah, you'll make it Christina's idea, and then Melissa and I might go, and we'll have fun.
And we'll go to.
The wives are going to like each other.
Colorado.
We'll punch
Terry
each other, but the
would have
second they're
no
going to be
interest
fucking
of going to a
punching you.
brewery in Massachusetts.
Right.
Until she heard you guys went to Treehouse.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, it sounds nice.
It
We
looked
should
so
go
nice.
there.
The kids went. Everyone had fun. They looked at fish in the lake, and then everyone played
Perfect.
ball on the lawn, and it was fun.
Perfect.
He can drink, I can play, and we could just have a good time. Yeah, no, it's right. I try to do those things to satisfy everybody in the family, and the same thing happens the other way. When we, Laura, when we take family trips, the way this works is, hey, listen, we're going to Hershey, and by the way, there's 3 breweries right by Hershey. I'm like, okay, I'm in. I mean, I'll pay for the whole thing. Let's go. That's the way we get ourselves to get up and get out.
He's
Right.
not kidding either. He
No.
plans his vacation.
That's 100%.
around breweries.
Yes, 100%. When we went to
Hershey Park is better than Sesame Place purely because of Trogs.
That's correct. And Lancaster Brewery, which was very good.
No,
What were you
I
gonna say?
think I thought Rehoboth was really good.
Yeah,
purely because I enjoyed.
We went to Ocean City,
I enjoyed
Dogfish Head.
Dogfish.
And so we went to Ocean City literally just to go to Dogfish Head, and then we stopped at Ocean City for 4 days.
So we'll go to San Diego. We'll see the homeless, and then we'll go to what?
Right,
We'll
exactly.
go to a really good bar.
Well,
in
we're
San
going to be in.
Diego.
Listen, we're going to be in San Diego for quite some time. If there's 175 breweries to hit up, we're going to have to hit as many. Do you have? Let me ask you a question because this is interesting. This was my other question before. Do you have like an app or a? Because we have something called the Think New York, Drink New York app where you can go in and check into all of these breweries. Do you have something outside of like the Untapped app, which everyone uses? I like the local ones. Do you have anything like that?
You know, I do. I personally don't have it, but I remember talking to a couple of breweries working on putting together. They called it like a passport.
Ah, okay.
To all these breweries.
Yeah.
And you know, I never followed up to see if that ever came to fruition.
Come on now, get with the program. Get it going.
No, New
All right,
Jersey
let's
has
go.
a program like that. New Jersey has a New Jersey passport where you can go to each brewery and get your passport stamped, which is a cool concept.
Right.
Why Island City do something? No, that was the.
Oh, that was the walk tour that we did while we were broadcasting live at Fifth Hammer in New York City. You can go around to 5 other breweries and get your passport stamp. At the end, you get like some sort of glassware or something like that. Yeah, but like in the New York State, I've already reached the first level, which was to get
Mike got a bar of soap.
I got a New York State bar of soap made with IPA, made from an IPA into a bar of soap. It was
Hell yeah.
pretty cool. And then the next level is a New York State Brewers Association T-shirt. And I'm only a few away from that. I'm under 20 breweries from
You
that.
fucking scare me, man.
I know. Well,
You are such a cult. I didn't know what this was until I got involved.
Yeah.
And now 44 shows later, I can't get myself the fuck out of this thing.
That's
it's like a
what's-
cult.
I draw
it's like
you-
who's got an APR? Who's got a 7.2? Who's got a stout? Who's got a Belgian ale?
Except
Who
everyone
wants
else
to,
knows
who wants to
the
go to Huff?
acronyms.
Who wants to go to Huff and Muff and fucking or whatever in Frankfurt? Who wants to go to fucking
Frankfurt.
smoke pot and
Yeah,
drink
no.
beer in Colorado?
No, but I would.
Well, everybody.
Yeah, well, that's
Who wants to go to
everyone.
San Diego and hang out with the brunette and the homeless? I mean,
Sure.
come on, it's
Who
a
wouldn't?
fucking home run.
She sounds like a
Can't
good
miss it.
time. And she knows her San Diego stuff. So if you're going to go out to San Diego, definitely look up the brunette and DM her some info, not dick pics. DM her.
I don't do that.
I mean,
No,
I'm glad
I was-
you.
Laura,
what's funny,
Laura,
though?
Laura, on
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Thursday nights
I
there's a
was
show.
directing that to you.
On
just so
Thursday
you know.
nights, there's a show called Limo Talk. I run it. All right, you listen to
Limo
us on
Talk.
Thursday nights, and it's a good show.
I'll tune in.
All right,
No,
and
no
listen-
dick pics.
No, there's
Yes.
no dick pics.
No, but what I'm saying is if you
Please
go
no.
online and you ask her some information about her local brewery, she'd be glad to give you some information. If you're traveling into the San Diego area and you want to get some quick information, she's got it. So check it out and DM her and ask her what her picks are. And then at least you have some sort of direction on what to do and where to go.
That's great. Her phone's gonna light up tonight. Hey, can we go out tomorrow night? Let's go to the Frontlander over in the San Diego area. Sorry, I'm busy.
Laura, do you have any promotion things to do? Do you want anyone to know besides what we just promoted the shit out of in the last 40 minutes about your Instagram or Twitter or anything like that?
Nah, just the Instagram really. So.
And you
Look me
pretty
up,
much are
let me
doing
know.
most of your social media through Instagram, correct?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I
I'm
think-
on Untapped too, but I don't really look at it for social media purposes and
Yeah,
just
no.
literally just trying to keep a list of the beers I'm drinking.
Kind of like this. It's kind of like these guys with Facebook.
Yeah, do you know how impossible it is? Yeah.
Here we go.
Do you know how
Hearing a lot about
impossible
it.
it is for us to track all the beers we drink?
There's a
It's
lot.
hard because some of them aren't even on there.
No, but I'm saying like we're on Untapped. We're the Wort with Mike and Peter's on Untapped. Yeah, we're on there.
Oh, how about that?
But we drink so much between the two of us different beer. It would be almost impossible to track it all. I mean,
And
when
then
I
you
go,
get like so deep into the night and you're like, oh, I forgot to write down what that was.
yeah, my badges would be through the roof if I actually spent the time to check it in, rate it, give a brief description,
Yeah.
and throw it out there. It's just
Fuck
too much.
that.
It's too much. I want to hit stamp my passport and I'm out.
I want to enjoy the beer that's in front of me.
Yeah, exactly.
So how many beers do you think you've drank? You've had?
Me personally?
Yeah, personally.
Hundreds.
In what time frame?
Hundreds of different kinds of beer.
In the last since you got the fever. When did you get the fever?
Which is years before we even started the
well,
show.
well, I'm asking you, how old are you now?
Let's just say in the past year.
No,
Yeah.
not in the past.
Yeah,
year.
even in the past
Let's
year.
just say in the past year.
Yeah, because I drank like this in the past year for the past 10 years.
Okay,
so it's
so
not like
but were you going to different places?
I'm going to say over 1,000. Over 1,000 different beers I've drank easily.
Sounds like me.
I would buy that.
In the past, not in the past year.
I wish. What?
Not in the past year.
No, but over the
Oh,
course of the
yeah.
last 10 years,
Yeah,
the different
that's-
kinds of beers I've had, just thousands. Between
Yeah.
the bars and restaurants you go to and you're like, what's that? Oh, I'll take that.
Yeah.
For instance, I had Sweetwater, the strain 420 strain G3, which was
What the hell is
kinda-
that?
It's kind
I
of
don't
like a
know.
weed-based like
CBD.
but it's not. It's got a hemp flavor to it,
Okay.
but not as bad as Hemperor from New Belgium. It was actually really good. It had the base of their 420 Pale Ale, plus a little like hemp feel to it.
Did you get a little? Did you get a
First
little
time
high?
I drank that, and I had that all night.
Were you high?
No, not at all.
No?
There's no
Cannabis in it?
THC.
No, it's illegal in New York. You
Well,
kidding me?
I'm sorry, I didn't know if it was.
She's out in San Diego. She's got it like coming out.
Legal here.
Legal,
Is it
yeah.
legal?
Yeah.
Lighten
Good-
up right about
good-
now.
good for you.
7:44 on the West
Bitch.
Coast.
Yeah. Is it? It's only 7 something. Oh boy.
She's
So
ready
yeah,
to go out. What are you doing tonight, there, Law?
she's drinking, hanging out.
Well, I have to work tomorrow, so nothing too crazy, and just talking to you guys.
Cool. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Barrel laughs.
It is Monday.
Why are you killing yourself? You're on the show right now.
Barrel laughs Monday night. What are you sitting there with the Mark? We're working Pete in New
That's
York.
right.
Fucking-
But she's excited to be on. I thank you very much for calling in. This has been an awesome experience. And listen, anytime you want to call in on our Monday night shows, feel free. And any exciting things coming up in your local area and you want people to know about it, send us a DM. We'll schedule you in for a time and we'll get you on.
We're gonna hit you up for
I'll
some
do that.
trades too.
Yeah, we're definitely going to hit all of these guys that we talked to tonight for trades because we
Please do.
do not have the West Coast connection like we should. We've had guys up in Washington. We've talked to people in Oregon. We've talked to people in L.A. and we've talked to you in San Diego. I think you're the only San Diego person.
San Diego.
It means a whale's
That
vagina.
surprises me, but
Yes.
it sure does.
What does
Sure
it mean?
does. A whale's
It's
vagina.
German.
I don't really want to
German.
know about
This
a
is
whale's
German.
vagina. Laura,
Why
do me
not?
a favor. When you
I
want to
bet
go,
it's huge.
when you want to listen to a really classy show, and maybe you might want a limo talk T-shirt, go to www.teespring.com. Search Govs Radio swag and promo code free shipment, and you can get a limo talk shirt.
Or a Wort shirt, which we could send you out
So
during our beer
simple.
trade, so don't buy anything just yet because we have plenty of shirts to give away as we do beer trades with people that we've had as guests on the show.
I can't drink beer and do promos.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I can't be drinking beer.
That's why I do it the
Go to
beers.
www.teespring.com. Search Govs Radio swag promo code free shipment.
That's why I do it at the beginning of the show when I
Oh,
haven't
my
had
God.
as many beers.
Such a fucking think I am.
Well,
My
Laura,
idiot.
thanks again for calling in. We really appreciate your time and all the information you sent us, and we'll be in touch.
Thanks, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Hello.
Cheers.
Bye, Laura.
Cheers.
That was a fun time. She was on the
a good
phone
call.
for over 45 minutes, so she really gave us a good amount of time. So thanks very much for contributing to the show and really helped us push the show along tonight. We had a great time, man.
It was fun.
Yeah.
She's funny. I like her.
Yeah, she's good. She actually a good personality and definitely could take a joke or two. So those are the people we do appreciate coming on.
So you want to talk about my hopscotch trip?
Yeah, let's finish up with that.
yeah.
We
Let's
do
get
definitely
that done
do
and
want
we
to
go
talk about
home or something like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
All right,
absolutely.
all right. So we've been talking about it for what? A year, right?
Sure.
And we were going to do a
Probably
beer
more
tour.
than.
Hopscotch. Mark jumps in from Hopscotch. What is it? Hopscotch bottling. I don't know what it is.
Hopscotch bottle shop.
In Deer Park.
That's correct, yep.
Okay. So Hopscotch bottle
Long-
shop in Deer Park.
Long Island Avenue in Deer Park,
He-
right off 231.
He's a listener of the Wort with Mike and Pete, and I get close with him. He comes in here one night, brings us beautiful
fucking beer,
cheese,
homemade
homemade bread, and just kicks a fucking home run. Kicks a field goal from 60 yards out, hits a home run.
That's a thing.
I kind of like stopped myself. Fantastic, right?
Yes.
He was great, and
he is a pleasure to be around.
Yeah, and I like him. And then he comes to me and he says, "Why don't we do a beer tour?" And I go, "I've been talking about it with Mike and Pete for a year." And then he pushed it, he put it up. I guess they went to, I don't know the breweries, I should know them, but he went to 3 breweries in
My phone's
Brooklyn.
gonna die, but I'm
So
gonna
we
look it
picked
up.
everybody. We picked everybody up at the Hopscotch Bottle Company in Deer Park. There was 18 of them. They sold out in 20 minutes. He put it on his site, and I guess he gave them such a great price.
They went to Other Half.
The Other Half.
Interboro and Grimm.
Correct. And he wrote back to me when it was over, "I love you." And I said, I guess it was good. And then my driver came up to me, and my driver's he's been with me 20 years. He's an old Russian guy. He goes, "I like you." I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "That's a good move by you." I go, "What?" He goes, "I like the beer tours. They're nice people." He goes, "They tipped me well, and I had a good time." So it was good. He had a nice time. He got tipped really well. And he said they were really, really respectful and not drunk and just had a good time drinking. And
not like those basic bitches on the winery tours.
Oh, my God. Those winery tours. They don't wear anything. These girls don't wear anything. They're all 25 bachelorette parties. They never have anything underneath their dresses, and they're just, whee!
Jeez. That's,
it's sick. It's compared.
Sounds awful, Graz.
No, but you know what? After a while, it gets a little played out.
I'm sure.
The beer tours are a lot more refined. They were having a good time. I guess he made sandwiches for them. He made
that was Ryan. That made
Ryan made them sandwiches,
gourmet.
Yeah.
I was more interested in that than honestly the beers.
Well, they gave the drive. They gave Val, the driver, one of the sandwiches.
Val took us on the Bang Bus to the comedy show.
He
That's
goes,
right.
"Very good sandwich."
Oh, yes.
He goes, "I'm liking my sandwich very well." He goes, "And they tip me good."
Yes.
And he goes, "You pay me good." I gave him good money.
Yeah.
So we all made out, and I even gave $5 back per person to Mark.
To do like a tasting when they
No,
got back?
just
or?
because he really wasn't making money on a deal as much as I wanted him to. And I go, "Dude, I'm making money.
Yeah.
You got 18 people. I'm making a little money.
Yeah.
Not as much as everybody thinks,
Right.
but it's a good day.
Yeah.
I want to throw it back
You
to
covered
you.
your expenses, you covered your
Yeah, I
driver,
threw it
and you
back to him.
made
He
a
goes,
couple
"What are
bucks."
you doing?" I go, "I want to give it back to you."
Yeah.
I said, "All right, that extra money you're taking, give it to my driver now. It doesn't come out of anybody's pocket.
Right.
You make another $150, $200.
Right.
He said it went great. From what I'm seeing from everybody on Instagram, they're like, he wrote, but the bus company was great. Listen, I've been asking for us to do this for a long time. It worked.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Next, I want to do one with you.
Something
I would
local.
like to spend time. I would like to spend
Let's do
time
one
with
on Long
you.
Island.
I would like to
Yeah.
spend time with Mike.
Yeah.
I would like to spend time with Mike's wife, your wife,
Yeah.
my wife, guys from Hops, Mark and his wife, or whatever.
True
Hopscotch.
story. My wife said when she's done nursing, she wants to go out and get drunk, and not like 35-year-old drunk. She wants to go like 22-year-old drunk.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm fucking in.
She wants the woo girl on a table. Like,
She wants a tattoo of, of your beard on her ass. That's what she wants.
Well, I don't know how much I'd like.
I want a picture of Pete's face on my ass.
Well, that might happen. It's like Steve-O.
That's how drunk she wants to get.
Yes.
Well,
We'll
have to do that.
Well, I want to do that, and
And-
I know people. I know friends of mine are asking me, "Let's do it."
Yeah, so here's my proposal for that next phase.
Go ahead.
Because I don't want to take up seats on the bus. I really don't. As much as I'd like to get a bus going around and us on it and have fun like that, we're taking up space. Our wives or whoever's coming with us is taking up space. I don't want to take that away or detract that from what the profit concept
revenue,
is.
'cause-
Right.
yeah.
So
But it's not all about money with you guys. Sometimes.
No, but it's
For
not
you
even
guys.
about-
You're like family to me. I want to enjoy it.
No, I understand, but I don't want to also take away from you or Mark and in regards to this business that you want to
So
run. And you
I'll
want it to go good, and you don't want people that were on the bus go, well, they brought these guys and they didn't pay to
understand.
go. You know what I'm saying? I don't want any part of that.
I understand.
So what I want to do is maybe make like a second, not bus, but like a second van or something like that,
Maybe we can
where
call
it's
an
just
Uber.
us. and you, me, wives, whatever, and we go to the location and we do a couple of interviews. Would you say call an Uber? Yes.
You
I
see
got
what
it.
this dick
I
is
know
doing?
what
He's mentioning it all the time.
It would
now
have to be an Uber XL, by the way.
because he knows it just fucking twists my nuts. You see my face every
I
time
do.
you mention
Every
Uber. Every time you mention Lyft, it just twists my nuts to the point
fuck Lyft.
where if we did go on vacation,
Who the fuck uses
by
Lyft?
the second day I would be jumping over the table trying to hit you.
Jesus Christ.
Let's go get an Uber. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Hey,
Who
everybody,
uses
let's
Lyft?
go to the Uber store.
Everybody uses GothamGoldGraz.com.
Yeah, there it is.
All right, for all your transportation
Unless you're
needs.
fucking brain dead.
Or go on to Gotham Gold Graz and type into the search BBW, GothamGold.com.
No, Gotham Gold is a
I was just-
porn site.
I know, I was just taking up what
Is it
B-Mel
really?
used to
Yes,
do.
it is.
If you go GothamGold.com, it's a porn site where if you type into the search engine BBW, you'll find all your transportation needs.
Gina Kajemi Coffin said, my next door neighbor went on the hopscotch tour.
Did she?
All right. Well,
That's
you're gonna
fantastic.
Tell me if
Get the
did
fuck
you
outta
tell me
here.
if they had a good time?
Yes.
Are they violently ill?
All I know is Mark, listen.
Yeah. Well, let me finish
With
my
18
thought.
go ahead.
Okay, so my
Go ahead.
thought was we do a local one. We get the bus going, but we have a van of us going around and trying out some interviews with some of the people on the bus. We'll go and interview the people that we know. We'll introduce, like let's say Scott from Long Island. Let's we do a Riverhead tour. We go to
that would be a
Mustache.
good
We go to Long Island. We go to North Fork. We do that whole Riverhead area.
We get all the guys that are involved.
We got plenty of friends that are out
we
there.
pick them up. Like, we'll go to Hopscotch, have a beer, pick him up with his wife. Then go shoot over to Charlie, 1940s. Pick him up.
We can do just the tour in Holbrook.
Yeah, we could do that too.
Another three
We got
or four in
Larry and Spiderbite. We got Charlie at 1940s. That's Grass.
Oh,
we
good.
got this one you'll like a lot. And then we have St. James and
Squarehead.
then Squarehead. And
I
we
want to
get
give him money to you guys because you guys are constantly buying me stuff.
I don't give a
I would
shit.
like to throw money into the pot.
just find beer.
I
Just
don't-
find some good beer. If you know the breweries we like.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna do that from now on.
exactly.
So
So
that's
just
what
bring
I'm gonna
beer in. So what I'm thinking is that if we do like a hub, we do a couple of different hubs. Like Pete said, we do a Holbrook hub tour. We do a Riverhead hub tour.
Bayshore.
Those things are a Bayshore hub tour. Forget it. Those things are home runs, and they're not truly going to be more expensive by
But I
driving
want them
into
to go to
Brooklyn.
Hopscotch. I want to start a
We
Hopscotch.
should start a Hopscotch. Absolutely.
Mark has
100%.
Mark has been loyal enough.
Hopscotch would be like the goddamn
See,
gift
Mark
shop.
is Mark.
Yeah,
Mark
yeah,
was
exactly.
What'd you say?
It's
Exactly.
like the goddamn gift shop at the end of the tour.
Yes.
And he was the one loyal person that turned to me and said, "Let's do it." We sat in a Dunkin' Donuts with Mike, and we had it done in 5 minutes. I go, Mark. I go, you trust me? He goes, very much. I go, I trust you. Do the right thing. I go, Mark, I want you to make money. I want you to do it right, but I want to make money for you too.
Yep.
I don't want to be where you're not making money. If you're making money when they're coming back and spending money, then you're making money. You know what I mean? I want you to make money. I want you to let them have a good time, but make money on it too. And he says, I will. And that's it. And
I say every 3 months we put together some sort of
that's
beer
what he
tour.
said. He
Every
wants to
3
do.
months.
I think he wants to do once every 2 months him.
Yeah.
And then we do. So yeah.
Well, no, I'm thinking every 3 months you do a tour with the bus, and same way you did it, but you can go. 3 months you go into the city, 3 months you come back on Long Island, go back and forth. You can really stretch this out for a couple of years, and you're going to get people that are going to
Without hitting
enjoy
the same places.
Yeah, enjoy everything that happened in this last one. You're going to get the word of mouth. You're going to get the Yelp reviews, as they say, and you're going to get the business going to come into both the hopscotch to the bus tour, and of course, if we tag along on one or two of these, maybe we get a couple listeners that enjoy the concept of how this all started. So.
Why don't we do something like that where one Saturday where I know it's not going to be busy, I tell Val to come out. I'll take care of Val, and we'll bring the listeners from Long Island to a couple of breweries. We'll provide the transportation, maybe Gov's Radio if we get some kind of budget or something, or if one of the Charlie says, "Hey, listen, you bring in 15 people to us, the first tasting's on us." You know what I mean? Or something like that.
That all could be worked out.
You know what I mean? Charlie says, "Hey, come to 1940s." You got 20 people from the Wort and Gov's Radio. We go there. We have first tastings on us.
Everyone gets a flight or something.
Yeah, everybody gets a flight.
Well, that's a lot. But I mean, if you do,
not a flight.
But what you said, and I've done beer tours like this. When you go to, I went to Halifax up in Nova Scotia, and they brought us on a beer tour, and it was a walking tour. So the first brewery we hit up, they just had beers lined up right up on the bar. So when you got there, they knew your number. You took your beer, you had your beer, and then you drank your beer, and they talked about the beer and talked about it. And then after the first one, then you could sit and buy from there. But you have at least one beer for free on each stop or leg of the tour.
It would be my honor to have you guys
sample. We do,
and I mean
does
that. I say it like that, but I would be so happy.
No, we would love to do a Long Island one, and then
we 3 of us with the wives, and Gina can Jemmy call from her husband if she wants to jump in, and people like that jumping in saying, "Hey, I want to go out for a nice day," and we have one of those Govs Radio.
Yeah, that
parties.
works. That works for us.
Well, here, listen. Gina says they posted all over Facebook throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
Said it was fun. They are huge beer peeps. They brew and enter contests and go to all the places Mike and Pete that they talk about.
That's right. We'll be at the Fall Beer Fest on October 19th. That's a good segue into what we're trying to say. And then we'll also be at the Great Beer Expo on November 2nd. That is one of the best ones here on Long Island.
Looking forward to both these festivals.
Yeah, that one's a really good one. That has all of our
some
friends.
Old friends, make some new ones.
Oh, do we have so many friends now? When we go there, everyone we're going to know almost everyone. We're getting to the point where we're going to know every single person, including even the homebrewers. Between the Brew Babe and Greg from the Beer and Malt Enthusiasts, LIMBE, and the Hand Grenade guys, and of course, Bobby from Po' Boy, who kind of gets involved with all that stuff. We're getting to know almost everyone on Long Island. And now it's going to be, I want to have the party at our place. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to have the party at our booth instead of going to each of these booths. So, at Hopwins, I mean,
Did you see how many people were at our booth at Heckshire compared to everybody else?
It was crazy, right?
Everybody came over to your booth and our booth.
And we were lucky to have Lithology next to us and the cigar spot. No,
Yeah,
we were. But we gathered a crowd when we had some of the good guests on. When we had Zach from Great South Bay. When
Correct.
we had Paul from Ghost, who contacted us today and is going to try to set up a nice little night. I said we're going to have a big party here for just Great South Bay. Bring all the crew in. I don't give a fuck. Let's get like 20 people in here from Great South Bay and just hang out and drink and have a good time. Bring Paul, bring Steve, bring everybody.
I think look like tonight. See, there's nothing going on in this big room.
Yeah.
We should ask one Monday night in the middle
Monday
of the
night
year,
small room.
Even in the small room.
Just to do
bring 10 brewers in here.
Well,
Just
we
to
do the Long
just
Island
like
beer malt enthusiasts,
a personal tasting.
Yeah.
Like a night. Come in here to Govs Radio, and as they're in the little room with one waitress to help us out, they can come in here like we were doing during Dan's show.
Right.
When Romano was having his shows here, they would all come in and hang out with me as my show is going
We
on.
could even do the show on the stage, and as we do, we
Well,
take a pause in breaks
Can
and
we?
then have
We
a
can
comic.
because I got a show Friday night, and that's what they all want to do.
Well, you just
And
run a line down here with the mixing board that's in the other room, and we can make that all happen. It's very easy. Well,
You're
we'll
coming
talk about
Friday?
that after the show.
Yeah, really.
All right, let's wrap this shit up. This is the Word with Mike at PeteGovsRadio.com. It's 11 o'clock at night, and we just did for 3 hours? 3 hours. That's how I do
You
math.
said you were going home early, too.
This is early right now.
This is early.
So this is why we want to wrap this up. We want to thank everyone for calling in. We want to thank Scott, the beer narrator, who's still running his trivia on Instagram. So go over to Beer Narrator on Instagram and check him out. He does trivia at starting at 9:30 Eastern on his Instagram page. We definitely want to thank Dennis Murphy for calling in with his brand new Pennywise impression. We appreciate that. That was very cool. Brad, the Moose Molstica.
Oh, God, I was trying to look it up.
I know, I still couldn't pronounce it. But Bruce, we really appreciate you calling in and give us just the lowdown on the North Carolina and the Charlotte beer scene. So that was awesome. And of course, the brunette who called in from San Diego on just when she got home at 7:45 at night and giving us the lowdown on everything that's going on over on the West Coast. It's been a fucking awesome show.
Yeah.
And we really haven't needed a brewery to come in.
Well, we'll need one for next
We're
time.
going to need. Well, we're going to be.
Who is coming next
Well,
time?
our next show is
TBD.
going. No, our next show.
Oh, yeah.
Is
Sorry,
no-
next show is
October
at-
19th in
Long
Farmingdale.
Island Fall Beer Fest.
Long Island Fall Beer Fest behind the Soccer Dome on Conklin Avenue in Farmingdale.
Right next to the Crystal Cafe, Graz.
He knows. Yeah, perfect.
I gotta bring my singles for that night.
And actually, it's actually not very expensive to be there.
At
You
the
can
Crystal Cafe? Or
at the beer fest.
Wait a minute. Now, I have to ask you a question.
Yeah.
The fall festival,
Yeah.
why is it not on Main Street? Why is it on Route? That's Conklin. Why is it on Conklin? They shut Conklin down, or they have it where the
No, they don't have to shut any roads down. That's the
Where do they have it? They have it.
Well, that's Soccer Dome.
They have it in the dome.
No, behind the dome.
Oh, which
There's
is
a
there's a
huge-
huge soccer field.
Yeah,
right
Soccer
there.
field back there that they do it in.
How many vendors do they have there?
There's going to be a lot, actually. Believe it or not, there's going to
Food
be. I'm counting 20 breweries right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
And food trucks.
Yep, food trucks. Will
And
be there.
again, close to the Crystal Cafe, Graz.
Are we broadcasting?
Yes.
Can I come?
If you
We
want,
have
you can
tickets?
come.
I'll buy my own ticket.
Well,
Don't worry.
we're
Believe me, he didn't even tell me today you guys were going on the air. I had to find out.
No, we
at
didn't
8
post
o'clock, At 8
anything.
o'clock when it popped up, I'm like, oh, look at this. These two assholes
these
are on the air,
guys.
and nobody even said a word. I know every time he tags me. I go,
I do tag
Pete
you.
Pete must have told him not to tag me.
No.
Why is that,
no,
Pete?
we are still giving away tickets.
It's so hurtful, Pete.
We are still giving away tickets to the October 19th Fall Beer Fest. So give us a call, 516-465-3990 in these last few minutes of the show as I go ahead and just thank everyone again for calling in. Again, thanks to the beer narrator, Scott. Thanks for Moose, Brad, and, of course, thanks to Laura, the brunette. So check them all out on Instagram. This is kind of where we live and reside, by the way, on Instagram. And, of course, after the show's over tonight, you can still check us out. We are on a bunch of different places. Number one, our show is archived on the Govs Radio page on YouTube and the Govs Radio page on Facebook, so check that out.
You should give yourself a standing ovation off the board over there.
No, I'm okay. And then I don't use that soundboard as much as I should, but I don't. I don't have anything I want
When
loaded
you say
in there.
Hopped Up Network, could you just press 43 for me, please?
What's the
Just press it when you say
43?
Hopped Up Network. No, 40,
The
42,
jungle?
42, the one to the left. Yeah.
No, the Hopped Up
Crickets.
Network has done some great stuff for
Please
us.
just say Hopped Up Network. Thank
Hopped
you.
Up Network.
Fucking crickets.
I was going to say more of the Hopped Up
Notice
Network.
who's not on your network there, boys.
What's
you
that?
should have took me when I wasn't hot.
This is the Hopped Up Network.
No, please. Play 42. Hopped Up Network.
Well, no, here's the Hopped Up Network. That's right.
No.
That's when we used to mention Larry and James.
Larry the boss.
Yeah, that is it. Larry the boss.
There you go.
That's right. Also, it's the Sports Mafia. That's what we used to use to.
Pete's not happy.
No, he's fine. He wants
I'm
to go
good.
home. He's tired.
Phone's dead.
What? The phone's what?
My phone died.
Oh, your phone died. Okay, all right. So, we're wrapping up here. And, again, thanks to all our sponsors. We will be live at the Fall Craft Beer Fest in Farmingdale, October 19th. Go to, I think, Fall Craft Beer Fest on Instagram and get your tickets now. If, in fact, you use the promo code WART, you will receive, I think, $5 off tickets. So even if you don't get tickets free from us that we're giving away, you will also be able to get tickets at a discounted rate if you go onto the website and type in our promo code WART.
Are you going to that, Pete?
Yeah.
Hey, he'll be there. It's literally around the block
It's nice
from
that
his house.
you're
so
honoring us with your
you
presence,
shouldn't.
Pete. It's nice that you're honoring the work with
Well,
Mike
sorry.
and Pete. With your
I don't have a fucking vacation or a wife in the hospital.
You have a wife, 3 kids. She's pregnant. I know. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
Hospital last time, asshole.
Was she?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's
I'm
why
sorry.
that's why you couldn't go to AC Beer
Why
Fest.
you got to make me feel bad
No.
now? I didn't mean, you know what, Pete? I don't mean that. It's a joke. If
I
to
know.
get on the air, I love you. But
Well, that's
I
why.
know.
That's the
well,
way
I'm
Pete.
sorry to hear that, Pete.
No, she's fine.
No, actually, last time we were going to Bermuda.
Oh,
Actually-
of course, of course.
That
you
was
are.
that was
Of
the
course
Extra
you
State
are.
Park.
Oh, of course you are.
Yeah.
You know, Pete.
Living the hoity-toity
The
life.
Wort with Mike and Pete is a top-rated beer show in the United States.
Yep.
And you're faltering.
That's fair.
And you're not holding your own.
No, he actually.
Shut up, Michael.
All right. So thanks for everybody. We're also going to be live at the Nassau Coliseum on November 2nd. We'll be at both sessions, and we will be giving away tickets for that in the upcoming shows as we go along. We have a couple of guests that we're trying to lock in some dates for. So we have Noble Savage coming up in October. We probably will have, yes, remember we talked about that. We have, we already gave him a date, and it was the wrong date, but now we can actually
You guys
use
better
that
get
date.
on the same page, or it's going to be like 2 weeks ago.
Right? You told him the 14th. It's on the DMs.
He's not coming.
No, I know he's not. Well, now he's not. But he might have. And he said, sounds
Nope.
good. The last time you
Sounds
said
good
was...
if we're going there. Do you want to go to Glen Cove in 2
next.
weeks?
No, I don't.
Well, then there we go.
Yeah, well.
He's not coming.
Well,
You
he
better
might.
get on the same page, you two.
By the
You're
way-
gonna have another show with no guests.
No. We will have a guest on our next show, I promise you. And we're going to be live at the Fall Craft Beer Fest. That's our next show. That literally is our next show. We're going to have another show in between that and November 2nd, because now we have Mondays to ourselves. By the way, Jam is not going to be here anymore. They'll be on Tuesday nights from now on because they were having a hard time like doing every other Monday. I don't think Joe could understand how we would structure.
That's correct.
So I would tell him, here's the next 4 Mondays that we have, and he'd be like, I don't get it. I'm not doing a show. I'm like, okay, well,
See you later.
yeah.
Listen,
but
Monday
he goes
night,
to Tuesdays.
Monday nights are the Wort with Mike and
Yeah,
Pete.
so right now we own
started
Monday
the
nights.
Monday night. We own
and
Monday
so
nights.
right now,
Fuck Monday Night Football.
right, fair enough. which is not
Can
good
I
for
make
New
a
York anyway.
suggestion? Why don't you try to get out here and do it 3 times a month instead of
No.
3?
No,
I said 3,
no.
not why.
No, we're gonna
You're gonna keep on
stagger
doing every
it.
other?
No, we're gonna stagger it. I don't want to.
Every other is good.
Yeah, it actually provides a little bit of like.
I might start doing limo talk on Monday nights.
Well, you could do it opposite us. That's fine with me, as long as you don't interfere with my shit. I'm good.
Maybe I'll do that.
And so obviously November 2nd will be a Saturday. It'll be live at Nassau Coliseum, and then we have a couple of dates coming up. We're in contacts with people like Great South Bay.
Yay.
We have South Shore still to reschedule, which I think we pushed to November. Yep, so that works out well. And other than
Barrage
that,
coming back, Steve.
yeah, I mean, we still have our guys to talk to.
Probably the next show.
And brand new people to bring on the show. And we're going to be networking over the next few weeks to work with people like Flying Belgium and Jamesport, and a bunch of people that.
Did you think it was ever going to get to this point? Both
Yes, but I didn't think it would be taking this long, to be honest with you. I thought it would be a lot faster. But the fact that we only do 2 shows a month
That's the reason.
But I don't want to saturate my market. So my market our market right now is about the anticipation and the timing, because I don't want to give. We'll run through breweries in 2 seconds. We would have been through Long Island breweries in the first year or 2. I want to extend this. I want to make this a few years and let it last.
Do you find that they treat you well when you go to all the places? Do they
Absolutely.
Do they know you when you?
Absolutely. No, 100%.
No, that's I mean it. I mean, like
100%.
Well, from what I've heard, it's filtering through the whole industry. So I know that you guys hit up all these places. I want to make sure they treat you well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I was out at
I'm
North
asking you,
Fork.
Pete.
I was out at North Fork, and then we got hooked up with a flight and little
Come on, I know
discounts here and there.
You don't say, "Hey, we have a beer show."
I don't know. I don't like to do that. I feel weird about it.
I don't do that. I just say, as natural conversation evolves, that
that's what I mean.
My name's Mike from the Mike and Pete Workshop.
Natural. When you're sitting there for 2 hours, the conversation starts going into, "Hey, what do you do? I got a radio show."
Well, I'll give you the
a radio
example.
Podcast.
So our sticker is on the door at North Fork. So I went over and I started taking a picture of the thing for our Instagram page, and I walked over to the bar, and the woman says, "What were you taking a picture of?" I go, "Oh, it's our sticker. I'm Mike from Mike and Pete from the Wort." And she goes, "Oh, I listened to that show, Ian and Pete were blah, blah, blah." And we went into a whole conversation. I didn't even bring it up. I just took the picture.
And it was a
she
great
asked the question.
conversation.
Absolutely. So she ended up saying, "Oh, blah, blah," and we ended up getting a nice little flight. And then I got some discounts on this and that. So they do the right thing, and I'm not trying, because our job is to promote them.
Without doubt.
That's why we were here. That's why we wanted to do it.
That's why we're here.
And I'm not doing it to promote them to get discounts. I'm doing it because I really like our scene. So that's the reason why we ended up doing this. All right. Anything else to add, Pete?
Don't forget to have your pet spayed or neutered.
That's right. So this is The Word with Mike and Pete, GovsRadio.com. Thanks a lot for all our callers. Graziday, Limo Talk, Thursday nights, 9 o'clock. Go into GovsRadio.com and enjoy it.
Cheers. Love you.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you on October 19th at the Fall Craft Beer Festival. This is The Word with Mike and Pete. We out.
Well, that's 2 hours of your life that you'll never get back.
Are you kidding me?
Please hang up and try again.
This has been The Wort on Govs Radio. I hope you're drunk enough.